Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and happy weekend. Thank God it's Friday. As I welcome you, please endeavor to welcome another person as you join me at this moment. Please, as a Biafran that loves the message that we are sharing, so please, as you join us, hit the like button. Like I said, today we're going to have a long hour program. All should center on exposition of the name IPOB organization. Like our today is part 2, but I put #2 exposition. Why? By the name IPOB DOS protest that international bodies never recognize Biafra as a country. Also, from time of Owazurike till today, that Biafra has never been recognized as a country. After all the protests and also the continue of their protests at this 2026, that they still remain under the protest movement, that the world refused to recognize Biafra as a country. They are just doing one thing. And the one thing you are doing have started from time of Owazurike to IPOB worldwide, IPOB organization to today. That all these things, all these your protests, then the world has never called and said, oh, because of that IPOB is protesting for 27 years, starting from that they can do everything from Owazurike Masob down to Misaligned Kano. That they have done a long time protest. And because of this a long time protest, that we have to recognize IPOB as a country. Have you asked yourself, why is that the world has never opened mouth and said, because of this protest, this agitation on the street, that IPOB are proving all over the world, that is enough to look at them and call them and say, come, the protest is enough. You have proved that there is inhuman treatment from Nigeria. You have proved that there is abuse of rights. You have proved that there is genocide. You have proved that there is all kind of inhuman, degrading treatment from the hands of Nigeria. For that reason, and all these things that you are presenting to us, we as the America, it's a time for us to recognize that Biafra is a country. Okay, we are Germany. Let us recognize Biafra as a country because of the protest of IPOB under DOS structure. That this protest has been gone for years and is a criteria to have a lost country back. Have you asked yourself such a question? Why is that the world, after over all these years, that even including in the IPOB DOS structure of protest, that the world that the map of Biafra has never reintegrated back into the map of the world? Why is it now that after our peaceful redecoration, that the world recognizes that this map has come back to the map of the world, and also a place under IPOB that everywhere there was asking, show us your map, show us your territory? Why is that after Simon Eber, That nobody's asking, show us your map, show us your territory again. Why? Did the IPOB identify the territory? And those that asked for this territory in the past was those who are members of IPOB. Why is it that all these questions are not coming into your life? You are in Ireland, you are in America, you are in Germany, you are in Sweden, you are in Switzerland, you are all over the country in Africa. And this question I'm asking you today, why is that you never asked such a question? That since over how many years of the protest of IPOB organization, that all these years of this protest, that the world has never said, yes, IPOB has been protesting agitation for over 27 years or 15 or 10 years, that is over barely, it's more than going to 3 decades that IPOB is agitating. That is enough. That agitation is a criteria. Protest is a criteria to have to recognize a country. For other countries recognize you. When the world recognized Ojukwu, when 4 countries recognized Ojukwu in the 1967 to 1970, those countries recognized Ojukwu, was Ojukwu doing protests? Was Ojukwu doing protests when the world recognizes him in 1970 to 1970 that we lost in the hands of Nigeria and Great Britain till today, that we are fighting to take it back through our peaceful redecoration of Biafra as a country? The protest of the rules of the world that you are complaining to them, that Biafra was declared by Ojukwu, and because of that, that nobody will declare it again. Then I ask you a question. Have you asked yourself, is there any country in the world that lost their country and they got their country back? And how did they got this country back? Those that lost their country in the past and they later get their country back, how do they get it back? Is it anything that we can do today that people have never done in the past? You travel in the past. People have traveled in the past. Are you the first person to start document of traveling? You stand on existing protocol of anybody who wants to travel. And are you only the one in this world that's lost country, that want the country back? Are you only the person that in this world that lost a country, that won the country back? Why can't you ask questions that people like Poland lost their country? How did they get it back? Ethiopia in Africa lost their country. How did they get that country back? Lithuania lost their country. How did they get it back? Belarus is a country. How did they become a country? If China, where you are, is a country, how did China become a country? Can you ask and find out? There is no other way to achieve Biafra. We must pass that process that every other people pass and achieve their own country. When you are doing things, why can't you ask a question? Now, ask question with me. Why, by the name IPOB, GOS structure of protest agitation, why does international community, international bodies or international communities has never recognized Biafra as a country in the name that IPOB and under GOS about their protests, about their structure of agitation and protests? Only because there is nothing about IPOB to write about except protest and agitation awareness. And through awareness is a criteria to recognize a lost country. Sensitizing people's mind, is it a criteria to recognize a country? If they ask you, what are you doing? We are sensitizing people's mind. The question is, sensitizing people's mind, is it a criteria to get a lost country back? Is it how other peoples achieve their country back? If there is how other peoples in this world have achieved their country back, why can't we go down the same route? In the time that they use ammunition, they use battlefield to achieve country under arm. Ojukwu tried, it did not work. Now, those who tried their own through the military aspect of it and they lost it, till today they are a country. How do they, after they lost the time of the military battle, military war, how did they got it back? How did those people got their own country back after they have lost it? Are you only the first person in this world that formed an organization that started with protests? The world is watching you and know that you are not serious, that you don't obey the rules. You don't obey the rules that guys having a new country. That is why the world is laughing at all of you under the structure of IPOB and see you as a non-state actor, a political protest pressure group. That name has been there in the history, in the rule of, in the constitution of the world, or in a constitution of the United Nations, ICJ, International Criminal Court that you are writing petition to, in the Washington, D.C. All these laws, they work together. Because when I sat down to look at the laws, when you talk about Geneva Convention, look about Montevideo Convention, look about United Nations Charter, you look about Vienna Convention, these four constitutions or these four bodies that controls having been in a country or you want to achieve your country or you are already an existing country, those laws rub hand with each other. Montevideo Convention will direct you to Geneva Convention. Geneva Convention will take you to United Nations Charter. The charter will take you to the Vienna Convention. This is how they work together. This is how all these laws work together. And none of this law was being implemented because of you a Biafran or because of you want to fight to have a Biafra as a country. Why can't you just queue and stand what the world believe? This is how they said. Follow this road that you will reach where you are going. Why is that when it comes to you to follow the road, you refuse? You want the world to follow you. That is why I said that the message of having Biafra as a country is there. You as a messenger cannot tell the message how to, but the message will tell you, look at how you follow me. This is the road of this message. You that is my messenger, follow this road, then you will deliver the message. Then you will deliver me. But whenever you turn back and stop following the rule of the message or the road of the message will dump you. I want you to look at yourself. You are in Ireland. You are doing protests. You are in Germany. You are doing 1 million march. You are in America. You want 1 million march. For how many years do you want to march for 1 million years? Marching for 1 million years, is there a criteria for other countries to recognize that you are a country? Because a country must recognize Biafra. And what are the law of countries to recognize? They said, before you can sign a treaty, you must prove that you are a country. One of the main protocol of recognizing a country is that you must act as a country so you can be able to sign treaty. Treaty was meant for only countries, not for organizations. And that is evidence of that you are a country. When you sign that word treaty, it's only for countries that will sign it, whether old or new. And once you are acting as a country, other countries will like to bring the law, the treaty for you to sign with them. But if you're an organization, nobody comes. IPOB, please, how many organizations, how many countries have you signed treaty with? How many countries have you signed treaties with IPOB? DOS. The only treaty you sign is to go to police, tell them that next tomorrow we want to do protests, and they will give you police. The world is not stopping you for protesting. Because they said when people are detecting and protesting, that means something is wrong from where they are. That is why they protest. That's why they are doing protests. And the country where you are, when their government is not doing them well, the citizens of that government protest against their government to treat them right. So you that is protesting for over all these years, the ICJ, the United Nations, the EU, the AU, the Commonwealth, Washington, D.C., the Parliament of the world, of every country, sees you as somebody who is protesting that Nigeria is not treating you good, that you want Nigeria to treat you good. The same way their own citizens are protesting that the government is not good. They want something good from their government. People will come, the citizens of that country will come to protest. There is nothing different between this your protest and every country. You see when people of America will protest. You see when protests going on in the UK. All this is just for government to do people right. That is all about. Not that you are protesting for a country. There is nobody in this world. There is no country in this world. Because of protest is why the election. Even when they lost it. Even when the world know that this country has been existing for some time. But they lost it in the hands of those who passed them. Did the protests bring them back to become a country? What are the criteria? What are the rules they follow before they become a country? These are the areas we need to look at it. This is the 21st century. This is time to ask questions. Have any in the world, the language of the world, like my program of yesterday, the language of the world, the only thing they know is government in exile, not DOS structure. No. Not command and control. No. Who are you commanding? Who are you controlling? You are you commandos that will command you to recognize you. In the world that we are into, the world has a way to move. In their way to moving is when you follow the same way, you move forward. Please endeavor to like and share. This is Biafra TV. Welcome you for today's program. Please, as you join us, hit the like button. Let others come so we can be able to share this message together with our own people. We share to anyone you would like to. Share to those who remain under protest. Let them come. Let us discuss together. How many countries in the world that have recognized the IPOB because of protests? And how the world knows IPOB? What is that thing that the world used to know IPOB is the question. What is that thing that the world know IPOB? That is what they are capable of being doing. What is it? What is one thing that the world knows that this is what IPOB is capable of? They know them as those are organizations that are capable of protest for Nigeria to be a better country. But when it comes to the criteria that Biafra was lost in the hands of Nigeria, or that Biafra was an existing country for 3 years, and later lost their territory in the hands of Nigeria by the help of British. How can we get this Biafra back? How can we make Biafra to become a nation? Is it by protest? And the world said that the only way to return Biafra back to become a country is one, transition from organization into a government in exile. The government in exile, what is their work? That they will issue a peaceful redecoration of Biafra as a country. They will issue it back. They have to redeclare it back. And start on the diplomatic process. Start for lobbying the world. Start talking to the world that we have got our country back. We have announced it that we are a country. We want to recognize us. There is a two law, guys, these two different things. There is a law of protest, other self-determination. There is a law of government in exile that issue a peaceful declaration of either new country or old one or the lost one. This law, did you see? Can the world seize you and change this law? And the law, the question should be, have anybody or any group used towards this law to achieve their country? If team A or team B or team A or a C has been used to achieve, why can't we try that way? We have tried through military war. It does not work. And why can't we try this way? They say that the way is only peaceful way. Through diplomatic lobby, political pressure, and media pressure is the way we let the world know that we are a nation right now, and we have a cabinet members that comprises of prime minister, chief of staff. That is what the world describes. This is a criteria of the world that you are calling to come and recognize Biafra as a country, and that Biafra has been redeclared, and you are against it. That Biafra has been redeclared, and you are against that redeclare of the Biafra as a country. What do you really want? Protest, awareness, mobilization. They said mobilization, protest, awareness is for self-determination of people that their country is not treating them right. But for you to prove that you want a lost country back, that you must transition into a government in exile, then the government has work to do. The government has to form structure of existing 21st century rules of government. The rules of what? Government. With a cabinet member, with ministers, foreign ministers. Every office will have somebody who is minister in that office to please a working country. And it draws the attention of the international community to grant recognition. We must continue. The truth must be told. But remember that the truth is always bitter. And we are here to tell the bitter truth at all times, for you to understand that one thing that is constant in life is changing. One thing that is constant in this life is what? That you must change, and the world has changed. You, IPOB, never changed. So please, now we have up to the 10 people that like the program. We are going to go into the main program of today. So let us look at why the world never recognized Biafra as a country in the name of IPOB organization and DOS structure. And why they will never utter such a word from their mouths. Why that France, why that Israel can never utter that Biafra is a country in the name of IPOB and DOS structure of protest. Let us find out. So please, if you never like the program, if you join us, please hit the like button as we move into the program fully. It's very important if you do so by doing what? Like, share, and comment. Please. It's very important. So, remember the headline of today's program. And that is exactly where we are going. Because I don't come analyze anybody. I want that thing that is holding us, that Biafra is not a nation. That is what the question I'm asking. And what will we do? The world will recognize us that Biafra is a country after the peaceful redecoration of United States of Biafra. Why is very important at this stage? That is kind of things I want to know. And that is kind of things I research. That is what I bring for you today. Then before I go, like I always do, I will first read out my question under my research. I have this question that I asked. The question is, why did international community never grants international recognition of Biafra to IPOB organization DOS structure. Why? Why that the world has not recognized Biafra as a country? After including all the protests I joined, after all loss of life in that protest back in Nigeria, when you protest in abroad, nobody kills anybody. But when we protest in Nigeria, problem comes. Why that the world has never really said, oh, because of these killings, because of the protest is peaceful, and Nigerian government is killing a peaceful protestants. On that note, let us grant Biafra as a country. Let us recognize Biafra as a country. Why that the world has never do so? When I start going to ask these questions, and today I have asked that question, and I want us together to listen why the world will never open their mouth and said, because of IPOB and DOS structure of protest, agitation, that Biafra is a full nation or a full country. The same question I had, the same headline I have here, that is what I ask on my question. That is what they give me an answer, and I want us to reason the answer together and find out. We are born to make mistakes, but we are born to learn from our mistake and move on. After playing the audio once, then I will go to the comment section and greet and welcome those that are there. Thank you, those that comes in. Thank you so much. You are the strength.
The international community's refusal to grant recognition to the IPOB Directorate of State DOS structure comes down to the strict, uncompromising rules of international law and global diplomacy. When foreign ministries and international bodies like the United Nations look at an entity requesting state recognition, they do not evaluate emotional arguments or historical grievances. They evaluate legal status and structural capacity. The DOS structure inherently lacks the legal mechanisms required for statehood, failing to achieve international recognition for several definitive reasons. 1. It operates as a non-governmental organization, NGO, rather than a state. By maintaining a Directorate of State organizational structure instead of a formalized government framework, the group places itself in the wrong diplomatic category. The legal label, to the international community, a DOS is viewed merely as an administrative board of a political organization. Because it is structured like a corporation or a civil advocacy society, foreign nations categorize it under the laws governing non-governmental organizations, NGOs, or liberation movements. The diplomatic limit. Foreign governments do not sign treaties, open embassies, or recognize sovereignty with organizational directorates. They only do so with recognized states or formalized governments. 2. Failure to meet the Montevideo Convention criteria. The Montevideo Convention on the Rights and Duties of States is the foundational standard used in international law to define a country. It explicitly requires 4 elements: a defined territory, a permanent population, a government, and the capacity to enter into relations with other states. No administrative statecraft, ADOS structure is designed for activist mobilization, media broadcasts, and civil agitation. It lacks the institutional organs, such as ministries, codified bylaws, and formal civil registries, necessary to prove to the world that it has the active, structured capacity to govern a population or manage international state-level relationships. 3. Focus on agitation and human rights advocacy over sovereignty claims. Because of how the DOS is set up, its primary interactions with the international community have historically been framed around protest and human rights appeals. The protest loop. When representatives of a DOS meet with foreign politicians or human rights groups, the documentation presented usually focuses on reporting abuses, demanding trials for detained leaders, or protesting state clampdowns. The legal result. While this is highly effective for raising global awareness about human rights, it signals to foreign ministries that the group is operating as an internal opposition movement within an existing country, rather than an independent sovereign administration capable of taking over governance. 4. The global preference for stable, peaceful state structures. Modern international relations are heavily biased toward regional stability. The international community is deeply reluctant to engage with non-state entities that rely on aggressive rhetoric or unstructured agitation, as it creates unpredictable geopolitical friction. Seeking an ordered peer, foreign powers will only look at a self-determination movement seriously if it drops the language of street protest and adopts the disciplined institutional language of statecraft. Without a formal, peaceful redeclaration of governance and a structured transition into an administrative body, like a government in exile, global powers simply do not have a legal window to interact with the movement as a political equal. The bottom line, the international community has never granted recognition to the DOS because a directorate is built to run a movement, not a nation. International law requires an administrative, state-like architecture. Without transitioning into a structured government in exile that asserts its authority through peaceful institutional statecraft, a movement remains recognized only as a group of activists fighting for human rights, rather than a government restoring its country.
Yes, I said after the first audio, I'm going to go to comment section and greet those that are first here today. I have Bishop Onagam today. You are the first person. And I thank you going straight to the protocol that exists on this platform. Hashtag I am a citizen of United States of Biafra, USB. Thank you. Lead by Dr. Ngozi Orabweze. We are declared 29th November 2024 in Lahti, Finland. Hashtag Nigeria must go. Biafra is my identity. Biafra is my nation. Thank you so much for that. That is what pleases my mind. Then our brother, Chris Biafran's son, is also here. Maaziri Biafra TV, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Biafrans. Ndi ihe ọma na-adị mma. Yes, so. Then he said, hashtag, I am a citizen of United States of Biafra, USB, United States of Biafra Nation, USB in bracket. Thank you so much for that. He said, hashtag Nigeria must go. Nigeria leave Biafra Nation. US government is here already. Yes, so USB Nation is our only hope. There's no two ways about that. USB. Then Okori Uchenna said, hashtag I am a citizen of United States of Biafra. Ngozi Orabweze is the driver. Okay. So please, as you are joining us, hit the like, comment, hit the like and the comments as we are moving, please. As we are moving. I want you to see that Nneka Chimezie with his agenda, so far USB focused, is not something. Our DPM said that we should forget these people. They have nothing to offer, and they can never destroy this USB re-declared. You see, this USB re-declared. Nobody can destroy it. I'm not a better person. It's not like saying IPOB, no. It's because of there is a legal backup. Because of there is what? There is a legal backup of why nobody can destroy it. All these mediocres is distraction being brought by Nigeria government. And the Nigerian government have also found out that we have learned how that we value to debunk those things they are giving to us. That is why they keep on creating more people to be giving us the news, to be giving you who will believe on that. That's what pleases your conscience. That's what you want to talk about. Continue. You have the choice. But the things that is holding Biafra is what matters to me. Why we are not self-organized as a country is what matters so much to me. Anyanwu, Paulinus, I greet you. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Please, as you join, hit the like button. Hit the like button, because the more you hit, the more people are seeing the message, the more people are coming into the program. That is why we always ask for hit the like button. If you can do so, please. If it's your first time joining the page, there is a 3 dots on front of your screen. Look at your screen, you will see a 3 dots on top of your screen. I'm pointing my hand on your screen. They will click on that 3 dots, it will open, you will see like and share. It's there. Like and share the program if you can. It's very important. Because we want everybody, every Dick and Harry, to hear this message. So we allow the audio to play again. After that, then we are going to go into our analysis of exposition #2 exposition. Why by name IPOB DOS protests that international bodies never recognize Biafra as a country. You are talking about Biafra. Do you want Biafra as a country or as a one Nigeria, as a movement that lies under one Nigeria? That is what Masov and IPOB that misunderstand the intention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want Biafra as a country out of Nigeria to be a full nation that has their own military, has their own police, have their own currency, have their own bank, have everything that every other countries that where you reside today has. This is only the intention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The same intention is what Simon Ekpa Njoko, the prime minister, has. That is why he runs speed to make sure that Biafra becomes a nation. That is why he moved us to where the world said that IPOB could have moved there if they want Biafra as a country, if they want them to organize Biafra as a country, that IPOB has to transition out of DOS structure into what? Government in exile. But they refuse because they don't know that there is a law how to get a lost country back. Whether in the 20th centuries, in the 18th and 19th centuries, then sequence to 21st century of this 21st century law that guides every nation. And that is only where you redeem who you are. You cannot redeem who you are without redeclaration of Biafra as a country. Until you redeclare it, and until you form government in exile, start acting as a country in another person's country, that the world will say, oh, you have proved to us why you are in our country, that you are a country, that you are government of a country. On that, now sign treaty with us. The agreement treaty is being signed is only meant from a country to a country. And without signing this bilateral treaty, you are not a country. And for you to sign it, you must move away from protest street group into government in exile that prove a structure of a full government that are representing a country that has citizens with population, the defined territory, effectiveness, and the capacity to sign agreement with any or treaties with any other countries. These are 4 points that is matter so much. In these 4 points, they never said that you must protest for a long time. You must do agitation. You must create awareness for the harmful for 3 to 4 to 5 decades before we recognize you. Remember that the 3 to 4 to 5 decades between 30, 40, 50 years. 10 years is 1 decade. Our program today centralized on why did the international community never grant international recognition of Biafra as a country to IPOB organization and DOS structure? Why? Why? Now, listen why they are doing that, and listen why they can never, that if what we have is only this IPOB, that we remain where we are. We are like that child that is sent to school. The child the child failed class and is repeating class while others are moving forward. That is where IPOB is. From the time I joined IPOB until I left that structure, that organization called IPOB, the only thing I know capable of doing is that we are capable of doing what? Protest. This is what is pure truth. Now, listen to this audio voice before we analyze it again to find out that in the criteria for the world to recognize Biafra as a country, if anything protest is included, if anything agitation is included, if anything organization is included, if anything DOS structure is included. Now, listen and listen carefully as we move. And then I agree to thank you so much. Thank you. Now listen.
The international community's refusal to grant recognition to the IPOB Directorate of State (DOS) structure comes down to the strict, uncompromising rules of international law and global diplomacy. When foreign ministries and international bodies like the United Nations look at an entity requesting state recognition, they do not evaluate emotional arguments or historical grievances. They evaluate legal status and structural capacity. The DOS structure inherently lacks the legal mechanisms required for statehood, failing to achieve international recognition for several definitive reasons. 1. It operates as a non-governmental organization, NGO, rather than a state. By maintaining a Directorate of State organizational structure instead of a formalized government framework, the group places itself in the wrong diplomatic category. The legal label, to the international community, a DOS is viewed merely as an administrative board of a political organization. Because it is structured like a corporation or a civil advocacy society, foreign nations categorize it under the laws governing non-governmental organizations, NGOs, or liberation movements. The diplomatic limit. Foreign governments do not sign treaties, open embassies, or recognize sovereignty with organizational directorates. They only do so with recognized states or formalized governments. 2. Failure to meet the Montevideo Convention criteria. The Montevideo Convention on the Rights and Duties of States is the foundational standard used in international law to define a country. It explicitly requires 4 elements: a defined territory, a permanent population, a government, and the capacity to enter into relations with other states. No administrative statecraft, ADOS structure is designed for activist mobilization, media broadcasts, and civil agitation. It lacks the institutional organs, such as ministries, codified bylaws, and formal civil registries, necessary to prove to the world that it has the active, structured capacity to govern a population or manage international state-level relationships. 3. Focus on agitation and human rights advocacy over sovereignty claims. Because of how the DOS is set up, its primary interactions with the international community have historically been framed around protest and human rights appeals. The protest loop. When representatives of a DOS meet with foreign politicians or human rights groups, the documentation presented usually focuses on reporting abuses, demanding trials for detained leaders, or protesting state clampdowns. The legal result. While this is highly effective for raising global awareness about human rights, it signals to foreign ministries that the group is operating as an internal opposition movement within an existing country, rather than an independent sovereign administration capable of taking over governance. 4. The global preference for stable, peaceful state structures. Modern international relations are heavily biased toward regional stability. The international community is deeply reluctant to engage with non-state entities that rely on aggressive rhetoric or unstructured agitation, as it creates unpredictable geopolitical friction. Seeking an ordered peer. Foreign powers will only look at a self-determination movement seriously if it drops the language of street protest and adopts the disciplined institutional language of statecraft. Without a formal, peaceful redeclaration of governance and a structured transition into an administrative body, like a government in exile, global powers simply do not have a legal window to interact with the movement as a political equal. The bottom line, the international community has never granted recognition to the DOS because a directorate is built to run a movement, not a nation. International law requires an administrative, state-like architecture. Without transitioning into a structured government in exile that asserts its authority through peaceful institutional statecraft, a movement remains recognized only as a group of activists fighting for human rights, rather than a government restoring its country.
I don't know whether you listen with me together, because I think I had something that's worth for us to discuss. I hope you are hearing it from them, those that we are calling. Those that you think that you are calling, you are ranting and shouting, and the other way around, you think that they are here to, they are just watching you, and you are disgracing yourself. They are watching you, and you are doing what? Disgracing yourself. IPOB is not for a nation. It's just to run a movement that are talking about people that are not being treated nice. People that the country where they are from is treating them wrongly. It's not about population. I have also do this exposition of the exposition of how the world organizes a country. That they said we are not looking on the larger population before we grant recognition. That we look at a legal and structure. That is why that America was organized against 500 who signed that they don't want America to be a country. And what happened? The recognizing of America was signature of only 56 men that signed that they want America to be a country. The rest refused to, the 500, including the Anglican bishop, signed that they never want America to be a country. But do you also, to prove what the word said here, that they are not granting recognition or say that you are a country because of the largest population of people that are out there following you? That is, it's about the legal way of it. That is about the how the people, the rights, the legal structure that was being laid down is how the organizes countries or people in the world. The recognition is not based on how many population of people that support that particular structure, but once they met the legal criteria, the legal rights of the international global community, that they must recognize the country. Like when America, in their own time, through after their declaration or decoration, what happened? The right to prove that America is a country is legal, not population of people that sign that they never want America as a country. So those 56 men that signed the legal document that America was declared 1776 August 13, that America has become a country, the world look upon them, that signature that bears legal. They call it what? The document of that declaration is legal one. And when they declares it, they have a structure of what? A government. And they put everything in order. As they put everything in order, it triggers the recognition from the world to recognize that, oh, America has become a country. What is evidence? The evidence of it is that despite what happened, that a country called Morocco in Africa was the first country that recognizes America as a country after a year and 6 months. The same thing when a country like France looked at them and said, oh, they have met criteria of the international standard and they are on the legal side of it, on that note, that we are going to recognize America. Then, if France was the one that recognizes America, give them equipment to fight against British colonial power, and they use it from the America. So that is the America that is that is the America that is the world number one in the world power of the world today, of all the existing countries in the world. Then, if America did not declare it and stand on that declaration that their name is United States of America, how could the world recognize them? How could the world recognize them? What you are doing in the name of IPOB, where is the example of those that have followed that road to have their own country? Well, I welcome those that are here. We move. Ifani, I see you. Thank you. So, okay, this is not Ifani. Florence. She, when I greet you. Good evening from here. Wanda, you are welcome to the program. So, now we are going deeply on our analysis today of what IPOB is not the way to have Biafra as a country, and how the world sees what we are doing. It's not how I see it. It's not about USB. It is about how the world will see what we are doing, and also give you an advice what you're supposed to do. And when you fail to do it, those that who understand what it takes to have a new nation has do it for you. Then instead of you to swallow your pride and accept that those who know what's this criteria and those who look at this legal aspect of it has taken this road to help you, instead of you to thank them, instead of you to embrace, the only thing you could do is to continue to abuse. That is all you want to do. You are not doing those that have the mind to gather together in Finland, November 2024. That is the legal. That is the criteria. That is the existing protocol of the world. That is the advice. That is only where we have never got interested over all these years. And also remember that Mazen Kana once said, a time will come when we form government in exile. He knew that IPOB is not how to achieve Biafra as a nation. You followed a man, I listened to him, and who make it everything open for us to understand that IPOB is just an organization, just a structure that we need to transition into government in exile. He said, I am not going to tell you when we form, how to form, for you people not to sabotage it. And when he's here educating us, telling us how Biafra should be a country, because your mindset is not genuine. My people, the time has come for us to face reality. Time has come to ask questions. Why Biafra is not yet a country? After all the years of protest, after all the life that has been lost because of protest, we move, my people, we move. Let's go into our analysis. Now we play, we pause and analyze it paragraph by paragraph so you may understand it.
The international community's refusal to grant recognition to the IPOB Directorate of State (DOS) structure comes down to the strict, uncompromising rules of international law and global diplomacy.
Do you hear the first step? Why they refuse? And why they never see IPOB as a country? And whatever they claim they are doing. Why the world did not value all those things that they are doing, that you think that they are doing something? That is how Biafra will be a country. There is reason why the world is not listening to that. And look at it here, at the first paragraph. The international community refused to grant recognition to IPOB Directorate of State DOS structure comes down to the strict of uncompromised rule of international law and global diplomacy. It has now gone down to law and diplomacy. He said it comes down, why they refuse that? It's gone down to the rule of international law and global diplomacy. It's what the world, the ICJ, that is a International Criminal Court of Justice that you are sending petition to. That is White House you are sending petition to. The United Nations that you are sending petition to. The petition you are sending, the question is, are they seeing you and your petition as that you are, petition is coming in the name that Biafra is a country, or that you have met the criteria they set out for you? Today, if you want to go to university, You have to follow the law, the rule of score mark. You have to pass before they will grant you to university. This law is there, and you have a child, and you're an IPOB, you are doing protests, and your child we went to school, and what happened? That child will follow the rules of the school. He will decide she or he will pass exam through the rules that guide the school, through the rules that guide WAEC and NECO, for she or he to enter university. And anytime he lose any mark from the existing standing out number that you must 120, 180, that if it is 180, if that child gets 179, he is not going to university. He must go back to take another exam in another year for that child to proceed into university. He will still go back and still take the same work back again until he meets those standards of the rules that guides somebody who wants to travel to university, who wants to enter university, that wants to school, that you must have this score particular mark before you can enter. Now, you that is in IPOB, why do you obey the law when your daughter did not make that, when your children didn't make that score mark, and they come back house, you prepare them for another election, another exam, for them to get the same mark. And look at the world has the mark they give to us, that's what you will do for Biafra to become a nation. And you refuse to follow it. And you decide to follow your own. Now, why can't you bribe your child in now? Why can't you find shortcuts? Why can't you say, oh, I spend money. I spend money from JS1, from primary, from nursery school to primary to now secondary. After my daughter has graduated and take WAEC, and you said that he's not graduated. No, that you must admit my child to school. This is just a common example that will bring your mind into what we're saying. There is rule, and you have to follow the rule. The rule will not follow you. The rule is like a message. You, a messenger, must follow the rules of the message. If you refuse the rules of the message will dump you, and you will be there deceiving yourself, thinking that you are pushing the message. These are the things I want you to be thinking. Please, as you join, I want you to hit the like button, please. Why that the international community, why that by name IPOB, DOS, and we are with their protests, that international community never recognized Biafra as a country? Why? That is our headline. That is the program we are in today. You that still believe in IPOB, you that still believe in fallback, you that in BGC, you that in CROC, anyone you claim and you are still the same structure of IPOB, please come, let's tell ourselves truth. Forget that money you are making because of you think that you are into cabinet member of BGC, CROC, PUK, and whatever, and IPOB, Masob. If it was Wike claim that he's the one, why do you never recognize Biafra as a country? Why did in time of was Wike Masob that Biafra was removed from the map of the world? And this is where the way you're supposed to have the plight of Biafra, you have plight of Bonny. Now it has changed. Everything go to the map. It has become the plight of Biafra. Because of what? We have met the criteria. Look at the criteria. Like there's this same protocol that guides you as child in school. Like guides you in a country where, why did you not break the rules of that country where you are and put your own rule and live the way you want? Why do you live under the law of that country? That is how we must live, under the law of the international global community, for us how Biafra as a country. Delay is not denied. Delay, it can never be denied. It can only be delayed. This because of we have standing on their own law. They have started answering without you knowing. When I see the video of people that in Ireland doing protests, I say, wow. I think let us play the video before we come back. Let us play the video. This is all you know how to do. This is all you know how to do. That is the only thing you can do. Oh yeah, let us see. I will play it from my phone here. This is it.
Community in Ireland, IPOB.
Look at what I'm talking about.
You can see how the 1 million man march on the parade. Biafra community in Ireland, IPOB.
This is all they know how to do. And look at their age. Someone is about to become a grandfather. Some of them in Ireland has become a grandfather, and them and their little child has started doing protest. He started protest by himself. Today, the grandson has joined him. Some of them never married. Today, their daughter and their son has joined them on the street. For how many years? And when it comes down to by call to how the world we have to recognize Biafra, the thing they are doing is awkward. It's not in line. The international community refused to grant recognition of Biafra to IPOB Directorate of State, DOS structure, comes down to the strict, uncompromised rule of international law and the global diplomacy. That is why the Biafra is not just a country, and you are protesting. This protest is one of 2026. It was about last 2 months ago. But because of this my research, that is why I went to look for the protest as an evidence of what I'm saying, or what I want us to understand. This is what we are talking about. When a foreign ministers and international bodies like the United Nations look at the entity requesting a state recognition, they do not alleviate emotional arguments or historical grievances. They elevate a legal status and the structure of a capacity. When it's come to the issue of Biafra to recognize as a country, they said that the protest of IPOB is not the criteria they're taking to recognize a country. When foreign ministers and international bodies like the United Nations look at entity requesting for a state recognition, requesting for a country recognition, they do not elevate emotional arguments or historical grievances where you are protesting. It's because of Nigeria is not doing us right. Because of there is a genocide, because of there is a war, because of there is intimidation, because of there is human rights abuse. These things that you are talking about under the name of protest is not in the line of the law of those that you are calling to recognize Biafra as a country. It's not in the line of how that Biafra that we are seeking for will be a country. 1 million march is not a criteria to have a nation, for you to see as a country. Ask yourself, from time of Owazwike down to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, before coming of Simon Ekpa, why that IPOB, why that all of you have never achieved Biafra as a country? Why that is when any of you come talk about Biafra, the countries or the parliament will disappear because you have nothing to talk about. They told Martin can go and do something. They did not tell him what he want to do. But Oba told be now research and find out what the world wants Martin to do, which is what? That IPOB organization structure must transition into government in exile, abandoning the word DOS. Transition into government in exile. The government in exile have to come and do what? Redeclare it back. They have to redeclare Biafra back. That we have announced it back, that we have taken who we are back. We make it open. It must have a video. It must have signature. The DOS structure lack the legal mechanism required for statehood, failing to achieve the international recognition for several different reasons. Your protest structure, we are coming down to that. Those you are sending the petition to the UK Parliament, hey Jesus, those you are sending to ICJ, those that you are sending to United Nations, they said that you lack the structure, you lack the mechanism required for the statehood, that for Biafra to recognize as a country. IPOB lack that structure. They lack the law. It's not for them. They failed to achieve this recognition because of IPOB failed to achieve this recognition because of the role of IPOB and what they believe and what they are doing with the protests. This one in the island, they say that what you are doing is not what will bring Biafra as a country. And in the criteria, in the law, in the structure, that in a several definition or several reasons that you lack the law that will make a structure of having Biafra as a country for you to recognize as a country. That your protest can never make the world to call that Biafra is a nation. Why can't you ask the island you stand on it and doing protests I showed just now? Why can't you ask how did the island become a country? How did the island become a country? And today you are there doing protests. What I was talking about? Look at this. This is exactly what we are saying. Look at them here. Look at it. This is what IPOB can do. Nothing more than this. And this is what the world is saying. 1 million. Look at the size of men. Look at the size of fools that are standing on another person's street. Look at them with their grandson, granddaughter. Their sons and daughters gathering with them. Look at it. IPOB. A disgrace. You see it? Now, this way of IPOB, that is what the word said here, that on several reasons, that IPOB lack the legal diplomacy or the capacity, that the structure of DOS lack the capacity to bring Biafra as a nation. Is it IPOB one family? That is how Poland, that is how Ireland becomes a country. Is it by IPOB one family, 1 million march, carrying flag every day, so uniform? Is it how Ireland becomes a country? Is the question. The criteria, the legal diplomacy, the legitimacy of you to become a country, is it by protest? Let's listen.
When foreign ministries and international bodies like the United Nations look at an entity requesting state recognition, they do not evaluate emotional arguments or historical grievances. They evaluate legal status and structural capacity.
They value what? Legal status and the structure of capacity. Protest is not a legal way to have Biafra as a country. The status of Biafra to become a country, protest is not included. It's not, and that is only what you can do. Please like and share.
Inherently lacks the legal mechanisms required for statehood, failing to achieve international recognition for several definitive reasons.
I do hear it. For several different reasons, that you lack the structure, you lack legal parts, you lack diplomacy of that Biafra to recognize as a country through your protest of 27 years.
One, it operates as a non-governmental organization, NGO, rather than a state.
Are you hearing it? One, IPOB operates as non-governmental organization rather than a state. IPOB organization, you are in the eyes of the United Nations that you are calling, that you are sending petition to, that you are sending them to announce that Biafra is a country, said, one, that's why the refusal to recognize you as a country is that you are operating as a non-governmental organization rather than a state. You are not acting as a state. You are acting as an organization that is non-governmental aspect of it. You think that protest is a way of being a government, to become a state, protest. You are sensitizing people's mind. Is it how to be a country? You debunk lies. Is it how to be a country? Calling Maznan Kalu name. Is it how to be a country? IPOB. Let's look at your video. This is all you can do. This is it, right? In Ireland. This is what I was been shouting with you in the homeland. This is it. And you don't ask the island that you are, that when Ireland lost their country, like you, how did they got their country back? When Ireland lost their country, when Ireland was in captivity for 400 years of slave, before they become this country, you stand today, IPOB, one family, 1 million march. Is it how Ireland becomes a country? When they lost their country, is it how to get it back?
Maintaining a Directorate of State organizational structure instead of a formalized government framework, the group places itself in the wrong diplomatic category.
You and your protest is what the word said, that you place yourself on a wrong diplomatic category by maintaining GOS organization structure instead of formalizing government framework. The group place itself in the wrong diplomatic category. On a wrong thing, you are shouting, you are screaming. Right? Look at it. And you are doing the wrong thing. In the eyes of the United Nations, in the eyes of Netanyahu, in the eyes of Donald Trump, in the eyes of UK Parliament, in the eyes of Germany Parliament, in the eyes of Israel Parliament, in the eyes of Ireland Parliament, you are doing a wrong when it comes to law to have a Biafra as a country after we have lost it. This is it. Wrong movement. Wrong movement. And you are claiming you are doing the right thing. IPOB, the woman is shouting, one family. One family is not a name of a country. One family is not a name of a country. The world is stating you, the United Nations, you are sending petition, because I have made research, I have found out that IPOB has been sending petition, and we are going to see how the world will view your petition. That the United Nations see this petition that you are sending. We are going to see how the Washington DC is seeing this petition that you are sending. We are going to see how UK Parliament view your petition. Even though they will not support Biafra as a country. And you are there messing yourself up. You are an island that was under slavery for 400 years in the hands of British. For 400 years. Island. When they lost their country. And these are the same people, Obude that we also lost our country in their hand. That helped Nigeria. Now, what did Ireland did for them to get their country back from these people? Is it by protest in UK? Is it by protest in Germany? Is it by protest in anywhere? One family, Ireland, one family. Is it how Ireland becomes a country? Is it how they got their lost country back? Is it how Ireland got their lost country back? By maintaining DOS structure, organization, instead of formalizing government's framework, the group placed itself in the wrong diplomatic category. You are doing a wrong thing by standing here, 1 million march protest. That is number one. And they said IPOB, it operates as a non-governmental organization rather than standing as a state, as a country. Whenever you hear a state, that means a country. The legal label to the international community, DOS is viewed as an administrative body of a political organization because it is a structure like a corporation of a civil advocacy society. Foreign nation categorize it under the law governing non-governmental organization, NGO, or a liberation movement. This is how those that you are said, that is, you are free to protest as you like. Calling them of Biafra with your protest is a wrong calling. Calling Biafra under the name of your protest on a structure of DOS as a non-governmental organization, as just a political movement that are seeking for favor or pity in the hearts of Nigeria. And the international community said, we don't grant recognition out of grievances or out of pity. Or we have lost our people too much. They have been killing us. We have been protesting for over how many years and nothing is happening. That is why we are going to the United Nations. That is why we are going to ICJ. That is why we are going to the government of Ireland to grant us recognition. Or we are people of Biafra. We are one family. Where has it happened before? Where has that happened before? Is the question. And how many people in this world have used this protest to achieve their country? How many? Is it, see how the world is looking at you and how they view whatever you think that you are doing? The way they are viewing it and what you are claiming that you are doing, is it what's doing? And the world has already seen that the way you are moving for this Biafra with your protest, that you put yourself on a wrong diplomatic category. They will not come and tell you. You want to come and tell IPOB, you are doing the wrong thing by using protests to shout that you want Biafra as a nation. Is it what you want? They want you to go deep and find what you need to do. And what you need to do has been done through our Simon Emba introducing government in exile, through our debate, standing on November 20, 1924 to do what? Redeclare Biafra. After that, whatever you are doing, you are just an organization making social media, like what you have been making noise over all these 27 years that I have followed you to make noise until I joined Simon. That is when I stopped making noise. Until November 29 is when we stop making noise. You continuously on the noise making. On they call it what? That IPOB framework will stand on the diplomatic wrong category. You stand on a wrong diplomatic category. And you are claiming that you are IPOB. You are present in every country you are. You are doing 1 million march. How many countries has used 1 million march to regain their country that they lost back? Can you tell us one country? Or Nimara and Kemdi Shaba Jaffa. Nankem Disho. Or Nimara no Ba Jaffa call IPOB. This is the protest of this year. This is all the after this they enter house. And the ends there. Next year they will come. When Ireland want to celebrate their independence day, they will come on march with the protest. IPOB, one family. You go back doing nothing. Absolutely doing absolutely nothing. When it's come to diplomatic category of having a nation, you are on the wrong path. IPOB on the wrong path. Is how the ICJ, how the United Nations, how all these countries and their parliament that have law that before you enter their country, but their laws allow you to protest. Email ishakwa eba n'ụlọ egadu ọdụ. Next year, takwa again. Imegerikwa. In 1 million march. 1 million march my foot. 1 million march on a wrong diplomatic category. 1 million march on a wrong diplomatic category. That is how the world addresses you.
Legal label. To the international community, a DOS is viewed merely as an administrative board of a political organization. Because it is structured like a corporation or a civil advocacy society, foreign nations categorize it under the laws governing non-governmental organizations, NGOs, or liberation movements.
Are you hearing it? Can you hear it clearly? In the IPOB, in the one family, in the protest, in the agitation. On the legal way of it, they said IPOB stand on a wrong diplomatic category that can never allow any country to see them as a nation. This is what is holding you. Because our headline is #2 Exposition. Why Biafra? Why by the name IPOB, DOS, and protest that international bodies never recognize Biafra as a country? That is the headline. And look at why Biafra is not yet experienced over all these things until Simon Eba Wanjoko, the my march. And that thing goes out of you come goes out of go to Fulani until she marched to stand up, be the man in the house to do what? To redeclare Biafra as a nation. That is the only way out, not by protest. In our island, look at what I'm playing. Look at what we are doing. This is it. The world will say that this is that you are standing on a wrong diplomatic category when it's called the eyes of the community for Biafra to become a nation. That this year 1 million march in Ireland, this year 1 million march in Germany, this year 1 million march in America. Anywhere you are doing it, even that place the homeland that you are doing of Biafra and agitation and protest of IPOB, that you are on a wrong category in the eyes of the United Nations. That IPOB sent document. They said that this document of pity is not what we are looking for. That we're looking on the legal side, and that on legal side, you are on the wrong side of it. In your job. You are on the wrong side. Let's continue. To the international community, DOS view as a merely as what? As a organization that are moving for political movement. That is why you want to be a political pressure. That is why you want Mazen Kanu to turn IPOB to be a name of a party in Nigeria. The word has already said it here. And that is the game you are playing. The Okokos, the Ngos, the Garis, the Nek Garis, the Unzube Tukune Zugari, the Amakas and Amagari, all of them, they refuse to understand this. That you, in your own mindset of China or in the mindset, look at your Ken Guru today, who one of your coordinator in South Africa. Today, he's claiming he wants police other one Nigeria. When they forced Mazen Nandekan to turn what he's doing into a political name, he says they want Mazen Khan to turn it to when SWAPO achieved recognition of after the declaration of Namibia, SWAPO turned the name SWAPO as a party name. That is what they want. That is all they are doing. And you in Ireland, in Slovak, in IPOB. In IPOB, isi Koginzu. Apopo one pent right nime. You need to now to ego. Epote na shout. Look at it. Look, listen to this. On the wrong side of international community. Look at them. Old papa, old mama, with their grandson and granddaughter. Look at the one on the IPOB, one family. This is all they can do. Listen. On the parade. Different community in Ireland. The mama. This is all they can do. This is all they can. This is all that they are doing from time of our week till 2026. This is the place of 2026. 1 million march. Give us one country that becomes a country because of 1 million march. And they said, you are 1 million march on the framework that you are doing it is on the as a group of people that you stand on a wrong diplomatic category. That no country this world has used protest, agitation, or IPOB, one family. Is it how the island that you are, Obudeliza the island there, did that for 400 years? Is when they lost their country. Is it how they get back from the hands of Obudeliza? From the hand of Britain. Is it how Ireland that you stand today and with IPOB, one family, man, we are marching for 1 million march. IPOB, is it how they become a country? Give us one country that this wrong diplomatic category you are doing. That is how people become a country. They see you as what? As a political pressure group society on a human rights. Is quite different from the law that guys is a group that wants a new country or want to take their country back. It's two different categories. It's two different what category? Two. It has A and B. It has 1 and 2. If you're on the side of this political pressure advocacy group, that's what happens. That you are just asking, Nigeria is not doing us good. We want the world, United Nations. We want you to talk to Nigeria, to start treating us nice. That is just it. And look at it here. And they said that the world can never, that the international ministers can never organize a political protest pressure group as a country.
The diplomatic limit. Foreign governments do not sign treaties, open embassies, or recognize sovereignty with organizational directorates. They only do so with recognized states or formalized governments.
We are coming down to understand it clearly. The diplomatic limit foreign government does not sign treaties, open embassy, or recognize sovereignty with organization DOS. They only do so with organized state or formalized government. Remember the word organized state, not organized organization, protest group, organized state, or a government that was formalized very well is what they are looking for. Let's continue. Now, can you hear it here? That the word, by this thing that we are doing here, this is on the wrong path. And they said that the international community can never sign treaty or open embassy or organize a sovereignty with organization of DOS. They only do so with organized state or formalized government. Not this. You see? Are you not, when the world look at you, you are happy doing this? Are you not smiling, shouting, beating record and dancing? Look at this. If you don't know, look at the papa, look at that big food. After them, I did one family. 1 million members, Biafra community in Ireland, IPOB, one family, it don't end, it don't be. After this now, they enter their house by next year again of Ireland Independence Day. They will come, they march, 1 million march. This is all you are doing. And I remember I followed you. I stopped following you on this from 2002 is when I stopped following on this in Biafra land. I never knew I was doing a wrong thing. Think that it's the right way to have Biafra. The agitation will bring Biafra. And what we are doing, that the awareness will trigger the world to recognize you as a country. Not knowing that there is an existing protocol, that there is an existing law, how Biafra will become a country. In our IPOB organization, in our DOS structure, command and control. And what I made it open, that the word DOS structure does not exist anywhere in the world. That what exists is what? I don't want to mention it. We will go down to where you hear what the world wants and ask yourself, who is those people right now? It's not where those are the is and what I stand for. I stand under the University of Biafra as a nation, as a state, as a statehood, not as a non-governmental organization, not as a non-political pressure group.
2. Failure to meet the Montevideo Convention criteria.
Remember that what we are doing is the headline. Exposition, why by the name IPOB, GOS, protest, that international community, international bodies never recognized Biafra as a country. Now, number 2, the failure to meet the Montevideo Convention criteria. IPOB never met the Montevideo Convention criteria. This is number 1 criteria of the world. After forming government in exile, this is number 2. You fail because the IPOB never maintained the Montevideo Convention criteria of you to become a country. They said we cannot discuss with an organization that did not open embassy. We cannot discuss with organization that they do not have government. There is nothing like organization called a DOS structure for being a government of a country. That has never happened before, and it's not going to happen at this time that we are into. Diplomatic limit. Foreign government does not sign treaties, open embassies, or recognize sovereignty with organization of DOS. The Directorate of State, they only do so with recognized state of formalizing government structure. Wrong name, wrong movement. Wrong name, wrong movement. DOS is a wrong name. That is why it's a wrong. That's what I said. In the category of a diplomacy of having a country, the name DOS is standing on the wrong category of diplomacy. Yes, we are number 2. Failure to meet the Montevideo Convention criteria. With you and this is what they are saying. You see, you and this is what they said that you are not, that you never met the criteria to become a country. That this year 1 million march is not a way in the eyes of. I am doing this program from the research under the office of United Nations, that IPOB is sending a pity and mercy and the pressure political movement document. You are in Ireland, you are in Germany, you are protesting. Give us one country example that after they have lost their, we are talking about those that lost their country, like Biafra, that we lost it in us of Nigeria and British. Give us one country that protests under name of organization is they are protesting under one organization until the word organize them. Bring one out. One. I will close YouTube. I will not talk again. Let's go.
The Montevideo Convention on the Rights and Duties of States is the foundational standard used in international law to define a country. It explicitly requires 4 elements: a defined territory, a permanent population, a government, and the capacity to enter into relations with other states. No administrative statecraft, ADOS structure is designed for activist mobilization, media broadcasts, and civil agitation. It lacks the institutional organs, such as ministries, codified bylaws, and formal civil registries, necessary to prove to the world that it has the active, structured capacity to govern a population or manage international state-level relationships. 3.
No, let's hold it to number 2 first. Are you hearing it? This is those that you go to UK Parliament, they talk about Biafra, they stand up, they leave. You enter Washington DC, you want to talk about Biafra under IPOB, they disappear. You enter here, they disappear. Anywhere you enter, they leave you, abandon you, and go. Because of what? The Montevideo Convention on the Rights and Duties of a State is the foundational standard used in the international law to identify a country. To identify a country, you must prove under the Montevideo Convention law that you maintain what? Requires 4 elements. Define territory. Did IPOB have a territory or map of Biafra? I remember that time. What is the name of that man? Always asking Misaligned, what is the name of the territory of this your Biafra? What is your map? And that is one thing the world asks here, that you must identify your territory. What is the territory? The territory is what Simon identified that we are using today. The 40 states, the number of Biafra as a country, the number of Biafra as a nation is the 40 states, not protest, not IPOB structure. Yes, my brother, Tony Nadi, always asking Misaligned, where is your map? Where is your territory? Today, the map is there. Look at the map on this green in my back here. Go and check and find where the map has appeared in the world back. And the world is appeared with the name of the 40 states of Biafra. I have played you the name of the 40 states. It has entered in the archive. It has entered in the World Index. It has entered in the Washington. It has entered under the United Nations. All these things have been in the archive. You think it's a child's play. That is why I never knew that this word of Misaligned and Simon Njoko, that you will be sleeping in Nigeria with Biafra. Even those who claim that Biafra, that word is for them also. The IPOB. Continue your protest on a wrong diplomatic note. Continue. In the IPOB. For how many years of you and the IPOB no recognition of Biafra as a country? You must prove a permanent population, a government, not a DOS structure. They said that DOS structure is not a government. Under the law of international law, for you to see as a country, DOS is not there. DOS, you are DOS, name, DOS structure, Directorate of State, is not there. What is there is a government. Now, we are going to find out the kind of government they're talking about. A government and the capacity to enter into relations with other states. They never said a capacity to enter into relation with organizations. You must stand as a state before other states can talk about you. You must be a state for you to sign treaty. You must be a state for you to enter into relations with the other states like you. You cannot be in SS in secondary school and you have a friend or you want to read a book of those that are in primary school. In a go IPOB, is it a criteria to become a country? In here, in an island at the 21st century. Listen. Yeah, see them. This is it. And the word says no to you. That is what organization is doing. That we are a country. Those that we are calling, we are a country. That we can't come down to you unless you act as a country by forming a government. That you must abandon GOS structure to form a government in exile, and you must issue declaration of Biafra. You must declare. You must declare it back. You must. Without that, the world don't talk about, they don't know that you exist. They only allow you to be fooling yourself because they are not going to be the one to give you how you can achieve your country. And you don't know how to achieve it. Non-administrative statecraft. A DOS structure is designed for activist mobilization, media broadcast, and civil agitation. It lacks an institutional organized such as a ministers. You lack ministers. Do you have any ministers in your DOS structure? It's only government has the ministers now. Do you have anyone? Please tell me the name of one of your ministers. It's not what you believe is IPOB Directorate of State, chain and command and control. It's not what what you have. What else do you have again if not for that? Bring it out. Let us see. I am angry because I don't know that I was wasting my time doing protests. I never knew. Until I begin to ask questions. And I begin to check how others achieve their own country. For how long? IPOB, how many years? We start counting from time of Wazirike to Mazen Nandekan. How many years? To 2026 that we are seeing during protests. Over 27 years old. It's 27 good years. And today I am giving you, me that even join you on this side. Do you know that I believe when I was doing protests with all my strength, with my contribution, that through that protest, the world will announce that Biafra is a country. And even as if you like, we will protest for 1,000 years, that they will never announce that Biafra is a country. I never knew until now. Until this 2025, I start trying to know what it's all about. And look at me today. Now know that protest is a wasted time. And the former civil registering necessary to prove to the world that it has the active structure capacity to govern and population or manage international state level relationship. These are the areas. Now you will hear how it works. Fred, in here, but there is a link. I'll give you a link. Come inside. Biafra a country. Let me give you mic, and I will give you 10 minutes if it not enter. I block one generation. Now, mic, camera, now, please have the mic. Look at the link. Fred, please come inside. Fred. Nnadi, Ike. Please look at the mic. Look at the link. Please come inside. Come. Let us talk. I'm waiting for you. 10 minutes. No insult. Come, enter. You IPOB member, please come inside. The link is there for you. I'm waiting for you. Let's go to number 3. The world has made it openly. The United Nations that IPOB is submitting documents is the one. This is when I play it fully again, you will understand. This is what the world wants us to. The world will say that through IPOB protest, agitation, and US, that it can never. No, I will not ignore. I want him to enter. The program is open mic. Enter, Fred, please enter. Let us talk why international never recognize IPOB with agitation that Biafra is a nation for 27 good years. Please enter. Don't be on the comment section. Have the mic. It's open mic. Whatever I'm doing, this kind of program is open mic. What I do, if you enter, you contribute, you go. The program continues. Fred, please, we are waiting. 10 minutes is counting. Remember, 3 minutes is left. 3 minutes have gone out of the 10 minutes. Please have the link and enter, Fred. On
agitation and human rights advocacy over sovereignty claims.
Do you hear it? Remember, we start from number 1. Why IPOB fell, that the world failed to organize the IPOB, that IPOB is a failed organization. Why IPOB is a failed organization? Now we are number 3. IPOB, what do they know them for? They said IPOB focus on agitation and human rights advocacy over sovereignty claim. They never claim a sovereignty. They only focus on what? Agitation and human rights advocacy over. They claim human rights. They claim protest. They claim agitation over to, instead of them to claim a sovereignty. They are claiming what? Protest, agitation, human rights advocates, that they are human rights people. That is international law. That is from the United Nations at IPS. I have found under research, IPOB sent document to United Nations. Yes. IPOB sent to ICJ, international community. Yes. IPOB sent to Washington, D.C. Yes. White House. Yes. EU. Yes. But how are they seeing this document? And why you have been sending and sending and sending? Even one of Wazurike sent also. Why that all this you are documents under protest, under structure, under organization? Why is that the world has never said, okay, fine, let us give IPOB, because of IPOB and US sending us all these documents, let us now recognize that Biafra is become a country back. Nigeria should leave Biafra, that they are a country. You have the mic, enter. For comment section. Because when a man have the mic, come. IPOB, the world is, look at see to how the world sees you and what they keep in record for you. God is with me. Okay. Yeah, God is with me, please. Welcome. The program is open mic because we are discussing why. So go on.
My word, good evening, sir.
Good evening, my brother. You're welcome, Mazi.
Yeah. I got some number down line. When I forgot the headline.
Okay.
I have got some map before nap.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your good work.
Thank God.
You're really doing well. In anya so many of us from the chocolate man of Podomawa, just name it no. For leadership, IPOB organization. So I'm on the truth.
Does not exist.
So if I want
the
them,
IPOB does not exist in the structure of the world. In the language of the world, the IPOB does not exist.
for
They don't know what's called DOS.
yes now. They don't know what to, yeah. If I want, yeah, now the kind of organization they registered for the freedom. Mana now I got to go that stage. I go government in exile, declare Biafra. So we are now a government in exile seeking recognition.
Exactly.
So IPOB organization when you find that I just not social media name but when you find anything how to offer again, they don't have anything to offer again. So our people will say na India don't have anything to offer. I just never name but na zo onye nka na ekwu na ndeka onye nka dey ekwu just if I can their job now, no other job again. Or if I na-eme ya ọtọ na ndeka ebe ọ nọ. So we more the truth. So for me, I know the truth, and I stand in our recognition, our declaration. I mean, I voted in the referendum, and my vote I can't to there. So what next? If I need recognition, our ID card is working, and I correct our ID card. What next? Freedom is not our even easy. Man, if any the consistency one day or manifest their physically. Nigeria is now a poor one day. So other easy. Man, one dog idea. Other countries to fight their own. I'm following you now. Watch your program. Yeah, you try and name our people. Name the bike. How much the truth from tomorrow. Thank you very much for your good work, my brother. Really trying well.
Thank you.
Thank
you
very much.
Today, at least network allow you to talk to us today. I am happy that you are free to talk.
Yeah, I'm trying to come online.
I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
It will come here, but because of that bad network, it will not connect. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
No problem. Yeah.
Okay, my friend. Thank you.
Of how the DOS is set up, its primary interactions with the international community have historically been framed around protest and human rights appeals.
Do you hear? This is how anything about IPOB. See, the world is keeping record of whatever you are doing. Once you are doing protests, the world is keeping it for you. If you ask for history today, do you have IPOB organization family in Ireland? They will tell you yes. You think it's in the secret. You think the world is secreting that you have it. The world is keeping record, and they are recording whatever you are doing based on the law. Fred, where are you? Have you disappeared? You are not commenting again, and I don't want to enter. Fred, please enter. Why is it that IPOB can never be recognized as, the world can never grant them recognition because of that Biafra is a nation? Because of how DOS is set up. It is primary interaction with the international community have historically been firmed around protests and the human rights appeal. You are not acting as they said that IPOB choose agitation, protests. They choose it over sovereignty claim. You are not claiming that you are sovereignty. You are not claiming that you want sovereignty. What you see, the way the world will view your protest, the organization IPOB, and whatever you are doing, they say that you are not standing on the category that you want, that stand as a nation, that you are not acting as a country, that you are acting as a non-governmental organization group. That's an advocacy on the human right of a people. You had it here. Why are they failing? Because how the DOS is set up, its primary interaction with the in your interaction with the international community, your protest and your document is being seen as what? Having a historical been framed as around protests and the human rights appeal. This is how the world see what you are doing. You are not acting as that Biafra is a country that was lost. What you are doing is quite different. What we are doing is quite different from what the world needs in our hand. And what the world needs in our hand is what I am doing under the research. Under the research, this is what they want you to. They look at how they are seeing you. Now, we are going to go down to where they are advising us what to do. And that is what Simon Hebanjoku find out. And he moved the mountain. And he changes the game, become the game changer.
The protest loop. When representatives of a DOS meet with foreign politicians or human rights groups, the documentation presented usually focuses on reporting abuses, demanding trials for detained leaders, or protesting state clampdowns.
Your so-called GOS leadership, this is what they see. They protest, they protest lamb. When representative of GOS met with the foreign political or human rights group, their documentation of IPOB presented usually focused on the report of abuse, demanding trials for their detained leader, or protesting for the state they are into. That is what they used to know IPOB. They will only know you as what? As a protest group. You are protesting for what? For the world to beg Nigeria to treat you right. That your document bears what? Is it anywhere that document of IPOB bears recognized Biafra because we have met the criteria of Montevideo Convention? The answer is no. What is the rule of the Montevideo Convention? It says that you must prove a pure permanent population. That you must prove identifying your territory. That you will prove a capacity of a government that can sign treaties and enter into relationship with the other countries, not other organizations, not under non-NGOs. Fred, you're on IPOB, where are you? Enter with the link. Enter. I want you to let us interact together. Biafra has not been recognized for 27 years of IPOB protests and a assault. And look at, I'm telling you why. I am giving you the information. Instead of you to learn, and you know that the truth always prevails at last. That is why they will told all of you, do not watch any program of Ndi Believe USB we are declared. Like they told you, don't listen to Simon, don't show his program, because his program reveals the truth that was hiding from you. Yes, so on your walls and keep us on where. Everybody, everybody here, they I need a link, but I can't be a poor. Can you get it? Now, when IPOB organization and the DOS structure, now when they meet international bodies, foreign political bodies, under the human rights abuse, that what is in your document is what? IPOB documentary presented usually focus on reporting abuse, demanding to release Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, and proving that we are a protest group. Now, the legal results.
The legal result: while this is highly effective for raising global awareness about human rights, it signals to foreign ministries that the group is operating as an internal opposition movement within an existing country, rather than an independent sovereign administration capable of taking over governance. 4.
Are you hearing before we go to number 4? The legal result, how all these your protests that you are doing, how the world is seeing it, and how they value it. The legal result of your submitting documents, your protests in Ireland, your protests in UK, your protests in Germany, your protests in America, your protests in all over the world where you are protesting. Look at the result. Why this is highly effective or resigned global awareness about human rights. You are only creating what? A high effective raising awareness about human rights of people that living under Nigeria government, that you want your rights under Nigeria. It signs to the foreign ministers that this group is operating as an internal option movement within an existing country. Protest means that you are under existing country, that you want Nigeria to treat you right. Look at how they describe it here. Am I the one? That's why I will first play you the audio. And you will leave this audio, you will not pay attention. Because you are DOS. Go and ask DOS, what is Montevideo Convention? Go and ask them. And also ask them, is there any time that there was any time that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mentioned that a time will come when the people is going to form government in exile, form government in exile? Is it any time that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mention such a thing? If you mention it, why did you not form it? If you know how to do it. Rather than an independent state, you are acting as what? Listen, you listen. Foreign ministers see this group that is operating as an internal options of movement with an existing country. With what? With an existing what? Country. Who is the existing country? Nigeria. That you are a movement operating under an internal movement of Nigeria, under the human rights law of the existing country of what? Nigeria. That instead of you to act as an independent sovereign nation, that can govern people, what you are doing, you are presenting to the world that, hey, we are IPOB organization, we are under human rights, Nigeria is abusing us, that we want you to accept our petition, tell Nigeria to stop abusing us, tell Nigeria to release our leader that they put in prison, that let him come out, they will continue sensitizing and preaching for our people. That is how the world will see what we are doing. That is how the world will see it. Now listen to number 4.
The global preference for stable, peaceful state structures.
Listen,
modern international relations are heavily biased toward regional stability. The international community is deeply reluctant to engage with non-state entities that rely on aggressive rhetoric or unstructured agitation, as it creates unpredictable geopolitical friction. Seeking an ordered peer, foreign powers will only look at a self-determination movement seriously if it drops the language of street protest and adopts the disciplined...
Do you hear this place? If you drop a street protest, that is when they listen to you. Let's take it little by little. The global preference of stable, peaceful state structure. Modern international relations are heavily based towards national stability. The international community is deeply rooted to engage with the deeply rooted to engage with non-state entity that rely on aggressive routine of structure of agitation, protest, and it creates an uncomfortable geopolitical movement. That is how the world sees what we are doing. That is why the IPOB fell. That is why they never recognized Biafra as a country by IPOB DOS structure. We have our brother. Hey, okay. I have Mazi Greg. Please, you can have the mic. Today is open mic also. Once someone enter, I allow you to have the mic and we continue. Mazi Greg, I told you your mic. Mazi Greg, are you close to your mic? Okay.
Yeah,
good evening from here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay, man.
I'm good.
Thank God. Yeah, just to support what you're saying and thanking you for your good work. You know, when we are following IPOB, going up and down, doing protests and all these things, we will think that Biafra will come. And if you remember, they were going to United Nations, carrying back to United Nations, all this stuff. We are thinking it was Zika, we were telling us they went to United Nations. So we are thinking that they are doing the right thing at that time. Until this lately, our PM come. And if you remember, that very idea is still holding many IPOB members. If you remember what the so-called Methuselah said, he said they are creating awareness, not that they are bringing out Biafra. So it was really started since 1999, talking about Biafra. Today, 2026 we are entering 6 months. It was almost 26 years now, going to 27 years. You still want us to be carrying blankets? Yeah, carrying blanket, going up and down, talking about this. And when you watch Nigerian government or some of our Igbo politicians, anytime they come to the television, anyone that wants to defend Mazi Kano, you will, if you listen to them and hear what they're saying, they will tell you that the capital Mazi Kano put in the prison, and the Mazi Kano was only the matter that the Igbos being treated well, just as any other tribe in Nigeria is being treated. Now the things that are being treated, the way they are treated the Igbos or the Biafrans are not good. That is what Mazi Kano is requesting, is that Igbos should be treated well. And that is what this clip and these findings you are bringing out now is just saying. So that shows you that these people, some of our politicians knew that IPOB that was doing all these protests were only just an organization, acts as a kind of pressure group asking for Nigerian government to treat them as they are treating under part of Nigerians, to give them self-belonging in Nigeria. That is what for them IPOB mean. And that is what the Eastern politicians stand till today. And when you listen to them, this is what any of them, anytime they come to the television, that is what they will say. So that means they knew very well that we were not going anywhere until Simon Ekpa came. So, and now when Simon Ekpa came, if you watch on the television in Nigeria time, when Simon Ekpa started doing Biafra,
network.
They were he was putting everything in order. They advertise people who want to work on the government, and very soon they're going to form a government, and people should apply with their qualification and all those things. So they came to Nigerian television and said that Simon Ekpa is the person who is working toward the right direction, knowing how to arrange this movement. But he didn't want to come out very clean. So that's what some analysts were saying in Nigerian television.
Yes.
So Until when he formed Nigerian government in exile, and he went to launch the charter, this in Finland, with the first this in Finland, the first time they went to Finland to do
the bylaw.
The bylaw, this in the first this in Finland, and then he said he was going to come back next year. Until when they came in January of it, he said that we are going to declare Biafra in Finland, that people will be coming to Finland down to declare Biafra, and he writes in the Nigerian government and writing every word, and he even invited Nigerian politicians to come and witness and how so. Now Nigerian people who knew very well where they were going, go gaga and fight everything to make sure they stop this. They stop this declaration. So now, I think am I coming at least?
Loud and clear. Yeah, we are hearing you.
So now the gentlemen did everything they can to make sure that they stop him. They stop him. So when they arrest my our PM, they not arrest him because he has committed any crime. They arrested him because they want to stop this declaration by all means. And even the Finland people played the 419 for allowing us to come in as agreed, because every agreement had been signed before they hire everything, make everything. The Western world know what is called agreement. We have gotten agreement with Finland. We are coming to their land to declare our freedom, and that access has been given. The contract has been signed. So there is no other way they can stop it. They think that when they arrest someone, that Biafrans will not come and stand on their feet and declare Biafra. Unfortunately for them, the Tongosan always stand on her feet. 1 week before then, he was in Finland, and when they were making rumors, nobody should come. She make a video. I am in Finland. We should start coming down. Anytime I remember that very thing that woman did, honestly, I don't know what gave her that courage. I did that. If not that particular video that she made, I'm in Finland. Many people will not come. I'm telling you the fact. They will not come. That is it. That is 100% truth. So, and now Biafra was declared. The Nigerian government get gaga, and that is what you see why they turn now to attack Misaligned. You did not attack Simon Ekpa. He went as far and planned to declare Biafra. Nigerian government give you a condition, you refuse to take it, and now you say Biafra or nothing, and jail you went to prison in Sokoto. We are going to frustrate you for not taking that political solution for denouncing Biafra or attacking Simon Ekpa. We will make sure that we rubbish you, before the Biafrans and before the whole world. That is what you see that is playing out. No, they know 100%. They know. So that's what they're trying to do now, using every means to rubbish Misaligned or make sure that, because they know once Misaligned attack Simon Ekpa, his own is finished. I'm telling you. So, and he did not do it. Now that's why this guy Simon Ekpa is suffering now all this blackmailing, calling names, trying to rubbish his name, and all this stuff. So that is what is going on. So people who are still talking IPOB is for them to lobby for this 2027 election. That's why this useless woman will come out and tell you, if you want to do a Biafra, go back to IPOB. IPOB that you are not a member, you don't know what is there. And the people who are member, they stand on their place and know how they want to make their movement and their plan for their Biafra they are fighting. You that is not fighting and not a member, tell people, if you want to Biafra, go back to IPOB. If you want to if you want to come back, if you want to come out from the prison, go back to the IPOB and let Tina Samoru and his gang be the people you are going to work with. That is the only condition you come out from the prison. Who is giving that woman this strong mind, and who is giving her these conditions that she should bring on the media is Nigerian government and the politicians working with DOS. That is what is going on. So anybody who is seeing the IPOB thinking, holy, 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 that is another savior will bring you Biafra. You're deceiving yourself. This is the only thing that will bring you Biafra now. The world know that you're serious. By holding this document can make you a nation. And now you are a nation. Where do you come from? I come from United States of Biafra. And then declared on 29th November 2024, we are now a nation. If we are going to United Nations, you will be presenting those things. They will be having something tangible. And you have a name, you have a country, you have your map, you have your boundaries. This is where we belong. But before, the Igbo politicians were using it to go to negotiate for power in Abuja. But now it's not possible. That is why you see this woman, criminal woman, Isiagwo, Isieke, Neka. Every time she called the Tongoza, she will not tell you that Biafra have been declared. They know what they're doing. You tell you, Prime Minister.
They want them not to mention it now. They want not to mention that Biafra has been declared.
Yeah. So it's telling you, Prime Minister, come with the army. Prime Minister. But she don't want to tell the world that Biafra has been declared and we are now a nation. You will not hear that from just a useless woman because they know what it means. And that is what they want us to go to IPOB and start carrying map, going to every embassy, dropping letter, and after that you spend your money. Sometimes when you travel from people who came from France, some came from Germany, from Holland, some came from all this, and they will go to Brussels in Belgium, where European Union have their distance, and after that they drop letter and they go. And they'll carry that letter and put it in the dustbin. And they will go back to their country.
And they told that
because they know you are not ready.
From organization, a group organization that is a
yes. Yeah. So
political pressure.
So now let's any of them, like all those Rashi or whatever they call them, many of those Igbo politicians, let them. None of them want to come out and recognize United States of Biafra declared, because once that thing come out from their mouth, they know what it means, and that is why they will be using IPOB as a pressure group to negotiate for power. That is where they want to stop. Thank you, and we will not allow them. God bless you.
Yeah. Thank you, Master Greg. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you, because it's good when we have different conversation like this and different opinion, we join to what we are doing and the program will be moving. The program we are doing is what? Look at the headline. Do not forget the headline. Exposition. Why by name IPOB, DOS, protest that international bodies never recognize Biafra as a country. And the truth remains that the international body said that they don't recognize such a group as a country. They are not acting as a country that are seeking for recognition. Rather, they are acting as a political pressure group of a human rights activist. This is how the world recognizes IPOB. This is how the world take you. And they said, when such a group, that whatever they are doing, that is an internal problem of the existing country they are protesting against. You see why they will not talk about it. But I'm going to get to the end, what will make the world to talk about you, if you are genuine, we are acting as a country. Yeah, before we proceed, let's go to comment section and the great Biafrans over there. Let's go to comment section. I see our sister Maureen. Thank you so much. You stand on the protocol that gives me joy. Hashtag, I am a citizen of United States of Biafra. Nigeria must go out of Biafra land because Biafra has been declared. Hash, thank you so much. That is a nice one. That is nice. That is where I want it. That is where I want it. Ahamde, he writes, God bless USB donors. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ken, Eze Onye, I greet you. Thank you so much. We have our brother Chris. Amy Chris, I am a hashtag. I am a citizen of United States of Biafra. That is one thing I love so much. I have Mommy Doreen, that is Mommy Ojugo. She said, good evening, read Biafra TV and Biafrans. Hashtag Nigeria must go from Biafra land. Hash. Thank you. That is it. Thank you so much. We also have Obonnaya. Good evening, sir. God bless you, sir. Bless you to USB. One United Family USB. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I have Madam Rose. Pastor Rose here. Mazi. Professor Shino. Dodregima. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I have our sister Beauty for Christ. Good evening, Mazi. Good evening from here to your location. And I have, what is the name? Their name self, Tony. You look at who is this again. This is Read Biafra TV. I'm here. Enter, use the link and enter. Gabriel said, hashtag I am a citizen of United States of Biafra. Hashtag Nigeria must go. In a short form. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, my question is Tony Nadi, who is asking Misaligned Khan, where is your map? Identify your territory. Today, they have all disappeared. Look at Fred. I called you after your comments. After your comments, on your camera, or na akogiri, agbapinyize link ka ịbata ịgbazi ọsọ enwezighị ikpere ede afagabrụ nwaja ka agbaso onye gba ọsọ mmụ ya. My brother say we should. Fred is ignorant. Yes, but that is how they behave. We know them. Triple M is here. Ha ha. Don't mind people like that. Don't mind people like that. A fearless animal that's claimed to be fighting for freedom. Yes, so that is from Triple M. Triple M also says, how can you be doing the same thing always without getting any result and you continue doing it? Are you normal? They are not normal. They do the recapable. They do the recapable. Afro Monyango say, God bless you, my brother. Bless you too. Then Triple M said, Okochukwu are the same people. Ferdinand will never ever come into the studio because he is one of the flavors. I want him to enter. I really want him to enter. Honestly, I really want him to enter. Then Onyango said, hashtag I am a citizen of the United States of Biafra. Thank you for that. That is what I want. Yes, our brother said, I am a citizen of the United States of Biafra and the Operation Nigeria Must Go is active in the 40 states of Biafra. Thank you so much for that. Thanks for your service, Mazishino. God bless you. God bless Misaligned Kanu, PM Simon, but DPM and all Genu Biafrans. He said that is a nice one. Thank you for that. Then Triple M continue on this existing protocol. Hashtag I am a citizen of United States of Biafra, USB. Thank you so much. Onyangos continue. Nigeria must go out of United States of Biafra because Biafra is a nation now. That is it. That is it. Thank you. Triple M said, greetings to you, Mazishino, Read Biafra TV. Keep up the good work, the good job. No distraction. That is what we are doing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And also all of you that are here commenting, liking, and sharing the program. Our people are getting the message very clear. Thank you. Thank you. Then the father said, guys, kindly hit the like button and share the broadcast widely. Thank you for joining our people. Nkem said, hashtag I am a citizen of USB. Nigeria must go out of Biafra land. Thank you. That is the existing protocol. I love you so much. I love it. Onye boss on Maya. They also have an other our sister Florence said, our president, Misaligned Kanu, told us to follow Simon Eber that he's bringing the freedom in a new dimension. That is why the new Biafrans followed him and he restored Biafra. Yes, yes, it's a good comment. Thank you so much. That one enter. Ndewo Mazishino at Read Biafra TV. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Frank Okoye, thank you for that. They say greetings, Genu Biafrans. Thank you. Then he also said, like and share. As you can see, if you never do so, do so. I have Mboeme Nangozi, I greet you from here. Good evening from here. Wanda Mazichinon. Thank you. I see Ekenez, my brother. Good evening, my brother. Thank you so much. Good evening from here. Then so said, very foolish woman. You see Gentamanta. Yes. Yes. Then that woman, I'm going to trip that woman is an imbecile. Now she has went on break for 1 week. Who cares? Do I know that she exists? Break for herself. They use her, our newly declared nation. They came very, very late. USB has come to stay. Yes. And I'm now. Yes, we are absolutely solid behind you and we never back down. You are doing the right thing, speaking the truth and fighting for justice as is actually what we stand for. Biafra has truly, okay, thank you. That was he said. I see Tina said, I am a citizen of instead of Biafra. Thank you so much. Thank you. And finally, we have Nna G. Hashtag good afternoon, Biafra TV. I am a citizen of USB and hello to my fellow citizens. Thank you so much. So that is those on the comment section. I have deleted and I read all your comments. So we are going to move forward in what we are doing. Tina also continues saying he stand on it now on the protocol finally. Hashtag Nigeria must leave the land instead of Biafra. United States of what? Biafra. They must surely, whether they like it or not. Time, it can only be delayed, but it can never be denied. That is the pure truth. So we move, my people. We move.
Institutional language of statecraft. Without a formal, peaceful redeclaration of government
Listen,
and a
don't say
structured
to you.
transition into an administrative body, like a government in exile, global powers simply do not have a legal window to interact with the movement as a political equal. The bottom line, the international community has never granted recognition to the DOS because a directorate is built to run a movement, not a nation. International law requires an administrative, state-like architecture. Without transitioning into a structured government in exile that asserts its authority through peaceful institutional statecraft, a movement remains recognized only as a group of activists fighting for human rights, rather than a government restoring its country.
IPOB, your structure and your movement is not fighting to restore Biafra as a nation by those that you are sending documents to. That is why they're keeping you silent since over all these years. Because the road to have Biafra as a nation is quite different from that thing that you are claiming. The road to Biafra to become a nation is quite different from what we are doing. And those that want to have a country, have you heard about transition into a government in exile? United Nations was waiting for you to transition into government in exile, and you did not do that. The UN, the Washington DC, the White House, the ICJ, International Criminal Court of Justice that you are writing petition to, they all was waiting for you to transition into government in exile. You refuse to do it. You decide to stand on the structure of a movement that represents people that abuse of rights, inhuman treatment. That is the self-determination that you all need. You had this, they said that you don't have a structure that's representing that Biafra was lost, that you want it to become a country. Now, do you see why they never recognize you? Seeking an order. Foreign power will only look at self-determination movement seriously if they drop the language of street protest. If you can drop the language of street 1 million march, Simon Eber dropped this movement of street protest. The world make it openly here. This is from the United Nations that you are always submitted document to. They said what? Foreign power will only look at a self-determination movement seriously if it drops the language of street protest and adopt the discipline. You are not disciplined like IPOB with protest group, because protest leads to violence. That is why when Nigeria attacked you terrorists, the world has nothing to do about it. I will continue reminding you here. Foreign power will only look at a self-determination movement seriously if they drop the language of street protest and adopt discipline. Institutional language of a statecraft, a state what law, a state what treaty, a state guide. There is things that guides what's that makes it to become a country. Without a formal peaceful redecoration of a governance and structural transition into administrative body like government in exile. Now, they also give you the expo. Instead of you to research, you are there. Simon come quickly after Igirjina Jamili, then he dive into the game and the restructure. He researched and find out that you must transition. You must stop being on the street of protest. Transition into a structure of that are discipline, which is what? A government structure that controls, and that is the one that dish order to these people, not IPOB DOS structure. It does not exist. It only exists in your own local black man brain. That is your problem. That is only where such a thing exists. They made it openly without forming peaceful redecoration of governance and a structured transition into an administrative body like government in exile of a lost country. Global power simply do not have any legal window to interact with the movement as a political organization, non-state at all. A pressure protest group. They said they don't have, that is why when you come to talk to them, they will stand up from their seats, the way I'm standing right now, and disappear. When you left, they come back and take their seats. When you walked away, they come back and take their seats. When Ogenkere tried to see the congressmen, he claimed that they want to address Biafrans. Why did they disappear? They disappeared because of what? They find out through their archive that Ogenkere was not the one who did what, who declared Biafra as a nation. And that he doesn't have the document in his hand. In the empty portfolio he carries around, that nothing, no document inside it, except forged document that's obtained by stealing, of changing the Muslim of Mass Simon Iba as the owner of the, as someone who formed Bridge. Remember, there's something I want you to get clearly here. When it's come to issue of Ogenkere and IPOB. Look at how they address this thing. Listen to from this place. Without a formal peaceful redecoration, you must, without that, and you see, the re-government in exile is after you have declared or you have declared it back. Without this word right there, you are nobody. And that is how you press your government. Triple M, please. Maz, you are welcome. Have the mic. 3 p.m. If you're close to your mic, you can open, or if you are not busy, I will continue. When you are less busy, then you can have the mic.
Yeah, I'm here, brother. Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much, my brother, Biafra TV, our professor and researcher indeed. Thank you for your good work. We're the genuine Biafran people. We appreciate you for the good work that you have been doing for us. It is only a blind man that will come and say what you are doing is not true. I could remember some time ago when someone barged into your program and said that you are the one that fabricated all this. So I was like laughing. Once you think that you are the one that fabricated it, you give date, give country, give year. What stops that person to go into internet, use the information you gave out there to search and see if you are lying or not? Thank you for the good work. My people that have already spoken in the studio, I appreciate each and every one of you, even those at the comment section. May the Chukwuka Abiyama continue to grant and give us the grace to face this battle. Yeah, my question to all these fall back and fall deep people. Sometimes you have to sit back and ask yourself questions. You can't be doing the same thing at all time and expect different answer. It is here in your platform that we calculated, starting from Wazwike, prior to Wali Damas Kano, how many years of agitation. We did the calculation here and we got the sum, because you can't tell me that most of us that have been following this struggle join today. No, there are many people migrate from Mazop to IPOB, from IPOB to Brigi, prior today to United States of Biafra. That is to show the sign of movement. Our PM said it, that all he wants to fight this freedom is 5 years. 5 years. That is what he gave to us. And he made it happen. Before the 5 years, he have already put all the mechanism in place. They took him off before the 5 years. Thank God for our DPM, COS. And she kickstarts from there. Now, let me ask all these people that usually come on this platform and talk rubbish whenever they see the genuine Biafran people preaching the gospel. They will always come there to start typing rubbish. You know, for me, I understood something. Not anybody, not of everybody that bears Igbo name in comment section are Igbos. That's why they will. That's why they will never pick off mic, because as on amranga age. Because once they pick up the mic and echo, we hear their voice, we will know where they came from. That's why they don't normally come on. It's not that they don't know what to tell, they don't know what to say. It's because they are using our name to fight us. And the zoo is master planner of that particular stuff. They did it during the genocide war. They are using our politicians to fight against us. How do you think that they will stop by now? Now, our leader, Misaligned, has made it clear. He said it in public domain. He made it in broadcast that despite all the awareness, despite all the large numbers of IPOB all over the world, despite all the noises, despite all the protests, whenever he visits UN, they will tell him, they will stand before him and left and tell him that he should go and start doing something. These people are not asking, what is that thing that makes our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, usually tell him to go and start be doing something. Because there is something they expect from him. You have created the awareness, you have created a flag, they are expecting something from you. And what they expect from you is in the public domain. It is for you to go and search for it.
Let me read out what they said from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They said, what is getting from him? Without, okay, let me start from here. Foreign power will only look at a self-determination movement seriously if they drop the language of street protest and adopt the discipline, institutional language of a statecraft without a formal peaceful redecoration of a governance and a structured transition into administrative body like government in exile. Global power will simply do not have a legal window to interact with the movement as a political echo. This is what
now, thank you so much. Thank you so much. When our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he has already done his own. He has brought out several history to tell us what we know. But this particular one, he doesn't know it until he came in contact with our PM.
Yeah.
Remember, let us not forget in a hurry. The questions that's been thrown on him during that period, they are carrying flag. Okay, may have amnanya. Okay, may have. They usually ask him question, which is the zoo politicians. Show us your roadmap.
Yes.
Show us your roadmap. When our PM came on board and turned around the game, put everything in place, he began to call those criminals that we are asking our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to show us the map. They should come and ask him now, say, show us your roadmap. They all disappeared. They never showed their face again. What did they result in? They began to fight. You see, for a very long time, even the time of Wazirike, Nigerian government massacred us. Prior to our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu period. Despite all our noise making on social media, shouting, protesting, calling on the international community, they never looked at us. They never uttered a word. Why? Because we have not given them the power and the mandate to step in. We are still operating under zoo authority, whatever thing, the way we are doing it.
And we are acting under the internal law of the existing states.
That is it. That is it. Our people will come on the street. They will massacre them like a chicken. No, international community, they can. Amnesty will only report it, but they will never act. They will never act. Those people talking all this rubbish, can they ask themselves, when did international community began to come in public, even to talk it to echo Biafra in their Senate? Is it not after that degradation?
That is it.
Because we changed it. We changed it. Take it away from internal affairs and bring it to international community, giving them the reason why they will come. Because
also we have changed the language. We have changed it. They said that we have to change the language of the be on the street of protest to a government in exile structure before the world can take us and talk about you.
Yes, of course. People are still castigating our PM, that is a zoo agent. The person that sets particular structure that we are using today, that gave the international community the power to speak. Because we have given them all the mandate, given them all the required documents, which if Nigeria stand up tomorrow, maybe they will sue America or Israel. Why mentioning Biafra? They will show them the document. Document Biafra has now, my brother, my sister, Nigeria as a state doesn't have it.
Yes, now.
Nigeria as a state that claims to be sovereign nation, they don't have a single one of it. The kind of document we have today as a sovereign nation, they don't have it. So when I look at some of our people, when they come, I won't call them our people anyway, because those are impostors. They will only hide under the keyboard, under the Igbo name, and be causing problem. Look at the massacre that is happening in the western part, Yoruba land. They are not calling out the people that is doing it. Their problem is Igbo people are happy for it. Just imagine. Igbo people are celebrating that they are being paid. Why don't you focus on the people massacring you? People, anybody that you see today commenting on that, they are commenting based on your ignorance. You left what is coming after.
Network from 3 p.m.
And you are not aligning yourself on USB. Sorry, you are making a very big mistake. In no distant time, eyes will clear you people. I had a broadcast Gentle the Yahoo made. Gentle, we the Biafran people will love you so much. You are our own. Swallow the pride. Join the train. Do the right thing. Stop beating around the bush. Go and pay allegiance with the USB. That is where you belong. Stop wasting your time. It will not help you. That is just that. No two ways about it. It doesn't matter what you do. So let us stand from the crowd and face the reality. No going back. USB or nothing. And USB. We are going there. I go mine. Amazon USB constitution on Amazon. Constitution will treat you. In public domain. You can go there and buy it. Store there. That is where I will end my day. Thank you so much, my brother. I will appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Graham. Thank you. Thank you. We have our brother Ben Shoes. Ben Shoes, good evening from here. You are welcome to the program. If you are close to your mic. Okay. As we're waiting for brother Ben Shoes, okay, she opened now.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good evening from my side. Well done.
Good evening. Thank you.
Spot on. Well done. You're doing great. Thank you, my brother, my honorable the rising son. Yeah, you are doing great as well. Biafrans, I thank you as well. Everyone that is making sure that this movement is real on top. Now people are understanding exactly where we are going and where we are moving. Thank you so much. You know, the scripture said that a lack of knowledge, my people perish. You know? But thank you. Now it looks it's also I was for now. All this is like what you guys is doing now. We don't have it before, you know. So it is only during that Master Namdekan is evangelizing, then come up with a PM, with you know, with different dimension. Now everything is coming from all angles, you know. So if people refuse to hearken the voice now, nobody has to be blamed, you know. So the music is getting to everybody's ear now. Like what my brother made mention about this, the Gentle, the Yahoo or something. I keep on saying it. I keep on saying it. The first tab is the deepest tab. So whether they change their direction or they didn't change their direction, I don't care. Because I stand in the word of Misaligned. It said, the moment you strike, you are gone. You are no more with us anymore. Because you have already sold yourself out. The first stab is the biggest stab, biggest cut. Okay, if they're trying to tell us now that they know what they are doing or they love their master. Yes, they didn't work so long with Misaligned. That's situated the Eastern Security Network. but they work so long, they work long with our PM.
Yeah.
And they said they believe in him. And he loved them so much, giving them everything, everything they requested. Only 1 week. Only 1 week. They disappoint him. They didn't believe again in what he is championing for. They didn't know what he is championing for. And they were being bought over. Have they finished having their meeting? They come back. They use them again to destroy what we are doing. Oh, Misaligned kind of said that he has cancelled sit at home, thinking that Biafrans were fools. Still, we didn't give up because we know what we are championing for. Now they are coming out to tell us or to threaten Biafra. Hey, this, they blah blah. If you come out, work. This is all bullshit. This is all bullshit, to be honest. Okay, they themselves didn't even accept that very nation we are fighting for, Biafra. United States of Biafra. It is very hard to come out from their mouth. How can we rate it? It doesn't make any sense. They did not accept what we did. Even their colleague, I don't know if at all the story we are hearing, but we also give him his own right on 30th of May. Commander Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
Who did you turn after they have deceived him? After they have deceived him to follow them, then he realized himself and did you turn. What happened? Nobody could be able to give an account of him again. What does that teach them? That means for you to derail, for you to disappoint, they've forgotten what the kind of the oaths they took. Anytime, any moment, let me say it again to many of them who doesn't know what they are doing. The moment you pick arms and say that you want to defend your nation, the spirit of that land will be back on you. But if you turn around and fight against any atom of that very nation, you're not going to go free. That nation will be against you again. Before you come back again, before you get yourself, it will take a million years. These guys, they have derailed, they have disappointed, they have strike. Like Misaligned kind of said it, if you strike, you're not going to come back again. There's nothing, you cannot be trusted anymore. They have been bought over. Let them continue eating what they have before. But to say Biafrans, we turn back their face on them, I'm sorry for that. And the government of Biafra that is championing everything, holding everything now, is not ready to look at any face anymore. Because our motion and our motive is forward ever, backwards never. We don't look at sideways anymore. Many of them can think that, oh, this is business as usual. It never happened. Thank you so much, my brother. You are doing great. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We are pleased whenever Biafrans enter to the link and contribute their own opinion into what we are doing, and that is what is called interaction. It's very nice whenever we have it like that way. So I am pleased that you are here today, and all the people who those are entering and going back to their different duties. What we are doing, we are not against anybody. We are never against you. But the truth is that the way you are moving, is it the way the world wants us to move? The way you are moving, is it the way that every other countries achieve their own nation? The way that we are moving, where has that way give people recognition? The way that is it how that thing, the way that you are moving has made the world to talk about people in the past? That is the only thing I want to understand. Is we are not, the time for organization has passed. The time for any structure has passed. The time where we are for now is we are in a time that the world told us that what we have to do for them to realize that Biafra is a lost country, that we have to do what? Do one thing for them. But we have to do two things for them. That the two things that will make Biafra to become a country, that we, the people that lost this country, that we have to do first, use the name of organization to do what? We have to redeclare it back. As we redeclare it back, we now transition into a full government in exile structure with ministers. And the ministers will be operating in the name of that country that was declared back. Without it, that they will not talk to us, that we are just a mere political pressure protest group, that we are acting under the existing internal law of the Nigeria government, and that we should stop being on the street of 1 million march, and we should stop being on the street to be making constitutional nuisance and making noise. And we have to transition into a discipline. When a government in exile discipline, they don't have to issue a what? Protest. Remember, I myself, there was a time I was asking USB to issue order for Biafran to go and protest. But look at me here today and I understand that that thing I am asking or I am thinking is how I feel. And the word said that they don't give recognition based on document of agitation, of grievances, of emotions, of what people are passing through. That they only give recognition or agree that you are a country by a legal documentary structure of a government in exile that have already issued peaceful redecoration of a lost country. Like example, Poland. Example, Ireland. In Africa, example, South Africa. Example, in Africa, Ethiopia. I give you to decide and to decide. These are people that they lost their country. Poland, they lost their own in the hands of Soviet Union and Germany. Ethiopia lost their country in the hands of Italy. South Africa, apartheid regime. That the world will see that South Africa was declared again after the apartheid regime of Nelson Mandela. These are countries that they lost their country. They all got it back when after they have issued it, they now transition and form a government in exile that has prime minister and the ministers and that has offices, including in the 21st century model, that they must have chief of staff. This law has already been there. This law has from the 1939 to 1990 of Poland, the law is there. Ethiopia in the 1960 to 1999, the law is already there. South Africa, they all stand on this existing law of the United Nations Charter. They stand on the Montevideo Convention articles and charters, paragraphs. They stand on the side of Geneva Convention. They stand on the law of the Vienna Convention. These are the laws that ask you that you have to transition into a government. When we are in Bridge, we are not even in the real government in exile that the world is talking about. The real government in exile that the world is talking about is after November the 29, 2024. Those that are piloting the affairs of the United States of Biafra right now is the real government in exile that the world says we have to transition. And they said, until we transition, that is when the international community, the United Nations, the ICJ, everybody that are including into the international body or international community, we take us serious. They call it what? Seeking an order. Foreign powers will only look at a self-determination movement seriously if it does the language of, if it's abandon the language of street protest and adopt the discipline, institutional language of a statecraft. A state, there is law of a state, whether new or old, that you must adopt through this. That when you adopt through this, that's what will happen. When you adopt through discipline, institutional language of statecraft, without a formal, peaceful redecoration of a governance and a structured transition into an administrative body like government in exile. Do you hear like DOA structure? Do you hear like organization of so and so? They pinpoint it direct to us that we have to transition into a government in exile. Global powers simply do not have a legal window to interact with a movement of political organizations of a non-state actor without a formal peaceful redecoration through a transition into a government in exile. That is why Omasan cannot go to Hague or anywhere to submit document. They will leave him and walk away because of the structure he's coming from that does not maintain their criteria, their law, their guidelines, their principles. And this principle is when Poland lost their country in the hands of Soviet Union. They adopted the principles. When Ethiopia in Africa lost their country, they adopted the principle of transition into government in exile. When Ireland, where you IPOB is doing protests today, or this 2026, when they lost their country, Nobudakandi Eliza, the Britain, or whatever you call them, they transition into a government in exile in abroad. And when you are own under the name of DOS, you are in abroad. You never knew that for you to organize you, that you must prove that you are in exile because of the so-called inhuman treatment of Nigeria. Now, under the government, they say that is only way that the world will listen to you and talk about you. I will tell that they said, we don't talk about such group of people to organize as a country. That is why till today, nobody is organizing IPOB under DOS and with all the protests that Biafra is organized as a country. Till today, after 27 years of protests. When the bottom line, the international community has never granted recognition to any organization or to the DOS because of the Directorate of State is built because the Directorate of State is built to run a movement, not a nation. The DOS that you are using as a structure of command and control, that's now the world the international community is saying that that such a structure is no building for a nation, that is just to run a movement of organization of a people. This is how they see you. This is where they put you on. This is on the category that they put you. No other category, no other level. And you are there messing yourself up, claiming who you are not. You don't even know who you are. International law requires an administrative state-like architecture without transitioning into a structured government in exile that states its authority through peaceful institutional statecraft. A movement remains organized only as organization activists fighting for human rights rather than government restoring its country. Does it sound clear to you? Why the world has never organized this IPOB as a country? Because you didn't transition into a government in exile. You did not issue peaceful redecoration of a lost country called, in the modern world, United States of Biafra, the original of Biafra Republic in 1967-1970, that was declared by Chukwuemeka Odimegwu, that was lost in the hands of Nigeria, like people of Poland losing their country, the hands of Soviet Union, Ethiopia losing their country in the hands of Italy. For how long? That you are doing one thing and you are expecting another different result. It is now openly why the world never thought about you. It is openly why Biafra is never a country. The bottom line, why they refuse to talk about you or to recognize Biafra as a country, after 27 years, including was wicked to the process of you as IPOB today, is because of the protest is not in the criteria of becoming to grant a lost country recognition or for you to become a nation. The protest is not include. What do you want? It's not about, they said that you must stop protests. Which protest are they say you should stop? Which is the protest they want us to stop? I will play the protest again from you from here. The protest that the world is asking us to stop. Look at it here. This is it. The one who said you should stop this. And the USB has stopped it. Before I will play it fully again, let me remind you, there is a link I post there. Please, that link is my TikTok page. I want, if you are on TikTok, please, I want you to join me. All this program, I have started cutting it 10 minutes and I'm posting it on TikTok. So help me to share the message. Help me to subscribe on my TikTok page. Just this, you see it here, USB Research TV is the name. So please, if you are on TikTok, just hit the link. It will take you to TikTok page. Then you just follow. Then you can come back to the program. Please, can you help me to do that? I am watching to know how many that are going to do so. Because we want this message to go to every length. I am cutting this program 10 minutes. So I am posting it on the TikTok. So where people will hear the message. And also, I have been doing after the program, I will record the audio record, cut it like one minute, and send it out. So if you see it on the group, pick it up and share it. You can also, if you're in the WhatsApp group, if you're in a country like Ireland and all this country, you can also photocopy this thing and give it out like a flyer. People can read it. There is more job to do. Now it's time to sensitize our people's mind that we have what is called government in exile. It's time to sensitize our people's. Now is another level of sensitizing our people's mind. Believe you me. We must preach about government in exile. We must preach about peaceful redecoration. We must preach about it. So as we are watching, if you have joined, if you have followed me on TikTok, I want you to comment on the comment section, please. Join me on the TikTok. There is a job I want to do there. David, wow, for a very long time. She goes here. James, she goes, I see you. Thank you so much. Bishop, you are back. Thank you so much. Ben, remember us today. Thank you so much. I can see you. Lawrence, I can see all of you on the comment section. I can see one other Nenaya. Thank you so much. Please, if you followed me on the TikTok, please let me. That is the link I pinned here. You can see the link below. Not the link on the top. The link on the top, in case if you want to support the page, you can use that one to support us. If you want to give us water to drink, you can use that link on top to support what we are doing. I want to see those that have followed for us to build on TikTok, for this message to also. And that TikTok, I am only cutting the message 10 minutes. Today I posted 2 if you are there, and I've also posted Biafra map there. If you follow, you will see the 2 posts I made, which is just what? Only 8 minutes. So you can listen to it. So please follow us. Only one person has joined. I'm seeing those who has joined from here. If you join, I get notification from here. So I'm watching from the other side. So I want you to join us. We also need to, as this program is going on here, then you can also be streaming it live on TikTok. So they may know that our people are too much in TikTok. And this issue of IPOB, they are too much in TikTok more than YouTube. The fallback, that is where they are also. So we want to give in a counter-through message that people will be listening to. It's you that is stopping me to do that when you are not following the TikTok. You can also refer the link to someone. You can also copy the link and send to somebody. Please join. If you're on TikTok, please follow this page. I want to be doing every day, post like 2 videos on TikTok. Please. Then when the followers is due, that allow us to go live, then we can be going live on it. So let us listen to this audio. The link of the program is still there. In case you want to join the program, you can touch the link. You can enter through the link. You put the link back again. I am not opening the link. So that one is, if you went far, I will put it again. So listen to this.
The international community's refusal to grant recognition to the IPOB Directorate of State (DOS) structure comes down to the strict, uncompromising rules of international law and global diplomacy. When foreign ministries and international bodies like the United Nations look at an entity requesting state recognition, they do not evaluate emotional arguments or historical grievances. They evaluate legal status and structural capacity. The DOS structure inherently lacks the legal mechanisms required for statehood, failing to achieve international recognition for several definitive reasons. 1. It operates as a non-governmental organization, NGO, rather than a state. By maintaining a Directorate of State organizational structure instead of a formalized government framework, the group places itself in the wrong diplomatic category. The legal label, to the international community, a DOS is viewed merely as an administrative board of a political organization. Because it is structured like a corporation or a civil advocacy society, foreign nations categorize it under the laws governing non-governmental organizations, NGOs, or liberation movements. The diplomatic limit. Foreign governments do not sign treaties, open embassies, or recognize sovereignty with organizational directorates. They only do so with recognized states or formalized governments. 2. Failure to meet the Montevideo Convention criteria. The Montevideo Convention on the Rights and Duties of States is the foundational standard used in international law to define a country. It explicitly requires 4 elements: a defined territory, a permanent population, a government, and the capacity to enter into relations with other states. No administrative statecraft, ADOS structure is designed for activist mobilization, media broadcasts, and civil agitation. It lacks the institutional organs, such as ministries, codified bylaws, and formal civil registries, necessary.
IPOB, where is your bylaw? Where is the constitution of the Biafra you are asking for the world to recognize under the name of protest? And the word is saying that you don't have bylaw, that you don't have constitution, you don't have ministers. DOS is not the language of the national community. It's not the language of the United Nations. It's not the language of any community that you are looking for them to recognize Biafra as a country. Where is your constitution, IPOB? Where is your map road? Where is your territory? Where is your state of the Biafra you are asking for them to, in the name of you are doing protests, you want Biafra? Biafra wanting to those you want them to nearly Biafra is giving you the road they will follow and you refuse. Everybody follow the law. That's that thing that is stopping us to have Biafra is what I am giving to you. They say that there is no internal body or any big group that will start of a lost country. So far, there is a legal structure. There is a structure of a government that has ministers, that have prime minister, that have chief of staff, that nothing will stop the world to recognize them. That any other group that emerge after that is just an organization. That they see it is what? They see you as an internal problem of Biafra, like seeing your protest agitation under internal problem of law of Nigeria. So they say those such things will not stop anything. That's why I don't think about those people.
To prove to the world that it has the active, structured capacity to govern a population or manage international state-level relationships. 3. Focus on agitation and human rights advocacy over sovereignty claims. Because of how the DOS is set up, its primary interactions with the international community have historically been framed around protest and human rights appeals. The protest loop. When representatives of a DOS meet with foreign politicians or human rights groups, the documentation presented usually focuses on reporting abuses, demanding trials for detained leaders, or protesting state clampdowns. The legal result. While this is highly effective for raising global awareness about human rights, it signals to foreign ministries that the group is operating as an internal opposition movement within an existing country, rather than an independent sovereign administration capable of taking over governance. 4. The global preference for stable, peaceful state structures. Modern international relations are heavily biased toward regional stability. The international community is deeply reluctant to engage with non-state entities that rely on aggressive rhetoric or unstructured agitation, as it creates unpredictable geopolitical friction. Seeking an ordered peer, foreign powers will only look at a self-determination movement seriously if it drops the language of street protest and adopts the disciplined institutional language of statecraft. Without a formal, peaceful redeclaration of governance and a structured transition into an administrative body, like a government in exile, global powers simply do not have a legal window to interact with the movement as a political equal. The bottom line, the international community has never granted recognition to the DOS because a directorate is built to run a movement, not a nation. International law requires an administrative, state-like architecture. Without transitioning into a structured government in exile that asserts its authority through peaceful institutional statecraft, a movement remains recognized only as a group of activists fighting for human rights, rather than a government restoring its country.
Are you hearing it? In summary, the bottom line remains that IPOB structure did not structure in a way that the world would recognize them as a government of people of Biafra, that they see them as a political non-state actor under the influence of one Nigeria, that needed that the world should tell Nigeria to treat them right. This is how the world will see the IPOB. This is how the world will see all this your claim. This is how the world will see all these things that you make social media. When are you going to solve those noise? We are trying to let you know that all this noise that you are making is going nowhere. The world cannot use because of you have protested for 20, 30 years and said, come, take Biafra is a country. Why that your structure is against, your structure is not on the line, that you are on a wrong category of a diplomatic law that's proving that this is a country. That's the word said you have to act like a country. You must act like what? A country. You must stop protests. You must prove discipline. They said those that the group that are this protesting is not disciplined. These are the areas I want us to touch light. So please, as I'm recording the audio, the way I normally do these days to send it out to people, you can also record or come to WhatsApp group. Then you can pick up the audio voice from there. I want you to share it. Let people hear the message. We want to do anything when possible. People can be hearing this message by all possible means. It's a time to sensitize our people's mind. There is no way we can sensitize our people's mind without this message. Now is a time to change the narrative of our people, for them to understand that there is what they call government in exile. There is what's called government of what? Government in exile. And the original government in exile is the one after peaceful redecoration. Without that, you are doing nothing. So I want to play the audio again. Listen and listen very carefully. Please like and share the program. If you never like it, please.
The international community's refusal to grant recognition to the IPOB Directorate of State DOS structure comes down to the strict, uncompromising rules of international law and global diplomacy. When foreign ministries and international bodies like the United Nations look at an entity requesting state recognition, they do not evaluate emotional arguments or historical grievances. They don't
value emotional.
The DOS structure inherently lacks the legal mechanisms
emotional
required for statehood, failing to achieve international recognition for several definitive reasons. 1. It operates as a non-governmental organization, NGO, rather than a state. By maintaining a Directorate of State organizational structure instead of a formalized government framework, the group places itself in the wrong diplomatic category. The legal label, to the international community, a DOS is viewed merely as an administrative board of a political organization. Because it is structured like a corporation or a civil advocacy society, foreign nations categorize it under the laws governing non-governmental organizations, NGOs, or liberation movements. The diplomatic limit. Foreign governments do not sign treaties, open embassies, or recognize sovereignty with organizational directorates. They only do so with recognized states or formalized governments. 2. Failure to meet the Montevideo Convention criteria. The Montevideo Convention on the Rights and Duties of States is the foundational standard used in international law to define a country. It explicitly requires 4 elements: a defined territory, a permanent population, a government, and the capacity to enter into relations with other states. No administrative statecraft, ADOS structure is designed for activist mobilization, media broadcasts, and civil agitation. It lacks the institutional organs, such as ministries,
They lack institutional legal organ or legal guideline. They only know IPOB as what? As a protest political pressure group under self-determination of human rights, that they are not representing a structure of a government of a country. Let me put it the way you understand it. What you are the structure that you are using, or the IPOB was laid down under. It is not the one that represents a country. And that is why the word is making it obvious that for us to understand that we must transition into a government in exile. Even that the real government in exile is the one that they issue peaceful decoration of a lost country, or the declaration of a lost country. That's what you have to declare it back. That government is the one that is what? That is the one that is acting as a country in waiting for recognition that you are seeking for. That this your structure, that they never recognizes anybody with such a structure in the lifetime of any country in the world. Is it by on your own side that the world will recognize such a thing?
Bylaws, and formal civil registries necessary to prove to the world that it has the active, structured capacity to govern a population or manage international state-level relationships. 3. Focus on agitation and human rights advocacy over sovereignty claims. Because of how the DOS is set up, its primary interactions with the international community have historically been framed around protest and human rights appeals. The protest loop. When representatives of a DOS meet with foreign politicians or human rights groups, the documentation presented usually focuses on reporting abuses, demanding trials for detained leaders, or protesting state clampdowns. The legal.
Do you hear something? That the documents you are submitting can categorize under monetary abuse of rights, under self-determination. That the protest, the document of IPOB never approved that they want to recognition for Biafra as a lost country, that they want it to become a, but rather they are acting as a political pressure group. Why now I know why Obatobi Simon called them that name. Now I know. Now I understand it clearly. Please, 1 minute. Yeah, sorry about that. So, our message I have is different from whatever you make social media. I have a different message. Those things that made that Biafra has never come after all the protests. I was among those who handled protests, even lead protests in all this in Biafra territory under IPOB structure. I was one of them who formed 2 units in my area, where it is very easy for people to attend meeting And we ran around, we conducted a protest together. I never knew that all these protests I'm doing, that is nothing. That nothing concerns it to make Biafra to become a country. Until Simon Eber introduced government in exile and introduced that we must declare it back. I never knew. I thought it's just let's do protests and will Biafra become a country. I never know that there is a category. I never know that there is a law. I never know there is a rule. There is a guideline how Biafra will return back and will become a full nation.
Result. While this is highly effective for raising global awareness about human rights, it signals to foreign ministries that the group is operating as an internal opposition movement within an existing country, rather than an independent sovereign administration capable of taking over governance. 4. The global preference for stable, peaceful state structures. Modern international relations are heavily biased toward regional stability. The international community is deeply reluctant to engage with non-state entities that rely on aggressive rhetoric or unstructured agitation, as it creates unpredictable geopolitical friction. Seeking an ordered peer, foreign powers will only look at a self-determination movement seriously if it drops the language of street protest and adopts the disciplined institutional language of statecraft. Without a formal, peaceful redeclaration of governance and a structured transition into an administrative body, like a government in exile, global powers simply do not have a legal window to interact with the movement as a political equal. The bottom line, the international community has never granted recognition to the DOS because a directorate is built to run a movement, not a nation. International law requires an administrative, state-like architecture. Without transitioning into a structured government in exile that asserts its authority through peaceful institutional statecraft, a movement remains recognized only as a group of activists fighting for human rights, rather than a government restoring its country.
This is how the world sees IPOB and all the noise we are making. This is how the world look at whatever we are doing. So the game has changed. And that Biafra, the government in exile, they ask us that it's only when we have it is when they are going to organize Biafra as a country. And the government must issue peaceful redecoration of Biafra as a nation. Has it ever happened? That was what happened on November the 29th, 2024. That is what the international community, that is what the United Nations is talking about. That is what ICJ is talking about. That is what you will do. Donald Trump will recognize you as a country. That's what you do, that Israel and Netanyahu will come to recognize you as a country. There's no other way around. So my people, we're going to leave it here. I want to remember you one thing. Please, like I said, follow me on my TikTok for us to share this message, particularly this message of trying to change our people's narrative about way of Biafra to become a nation. It's another different message. You have agreed that you want Biafra as a country, but you never understand how we can achieve it as a country. And now that we have achieved it as a country, we have got it on the right track. We must prove it to our people. We must preach it to our people. Direct for them to understand it. We may come back again today, me and Kai, so watch out for that program. And also, it's very impressive for you to know that whatever we are doing, we need to only like and share is what I want from you. Please. Abra no bonye bramusu kere onye ọjọọ wụ na ị ga-watch program a man like here. Kere ife ọjọọ mere gị wụ na imene na WhatsApp group, messia program, you cannot like and no share it. Why are you there? I will record these voices to send for them to also see. You can also, from the WhatsApp group, you can also print this message and give it as a flyer. You are also making people to understand why they must support the of Biafra. You are not sharing my message. You are not sharing me. You are sharing the message. I am just a messenger. Don't share me. Share the message. You can come. You will not like the message. You will know you will be here. Sometimes you run away because I'm here. He left for you. Jan ended in 2024 after our peaceful movement of Biafra. That is my own way. That is Omar Jan. That is no holding Biafra to be organized. If protest cannot stop Biafra to be organized, why? What else again? I still have my brother Ben Shoes. Please, if you are close to your mic, your final submission before we call it a day and come back again today. please. And on 26th of November, we're going to have a very heavy problem. Me and Kai, we are hosting McArnold November 26th, Tuesday next week. Watch out for that program. We want to ask him questions and want to tell him something about Biafra. It's going to be a very big program with McArnold. So please watch out for that day. Try to schedule your time to suit to join us on that particular day. Please, my brother, the Jews, have the mic, Maz.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mazi. You are doing great things. You see, Biafrans, we don't like learning in a smooth way and in a soft way. Our people love to learn in a hard way. You know, like somebody like the USB Research TV. This is a new development. This is a way we can go. Many of the thousands and thousands and millions of people walking on the streets chanting IPOB, they don't even know what they are doing. They thought that protest can give you freedom. Never. There are many processes you have to go through before you talk of achieving anything you are chanting for. You know. So we have seen their movement, we have seen the way they roll. IPOB that has no portfolio. You are doing something for donkey years. You cannot be proud of anything. And somebody who knows the way and the master asks you, follow him, he's bringing it in a different dimension. Something many of you doesn't even know. So I don't know how our people used to reason sometimes. Many of them think that demonstrating on the street of London or any place or in Berlin, just like that can give you freedom. It doesn't work like that. There are processes, and that is the process we are following. It's the only United States of Biafra that will show you that way. That's its way of internal life. I thank you for this very afternoon, my brother. Thank you for all your listeners. Thank you for all the USB. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for being with me today. Honestly, I'm very happy that you're till the end. We make it together. The reason I asked Biafran that I have my TikTok page, I created it newly. All this program, after this program also, I will have my time to start cutting it for 10 minutes. You see these 3 hours, I will cut them to 10 minutes. That is where I am posting it. So just follow me there. Also share the message, please. That is the link I pin on the comment section, a down comment section. If you want us to share on the WhatsApp group, you can also, you see this message, you can also, immediately we post it there, you can do a photocopy from a machine in the country where you are. Share it as flyers to people that you know that the IPOB people. Let them read. Share it as flyers, let them read it. There is many ways we can share this message. Mazakan has taken his time with Simon Heber to exercise our mind that we need Biafra. Now that we have declared that Biafra, how can we make the world organize us? What are the things they need from our hand? That is what I want us to do. They say that no amount of internal matter will stop recognition. They see that there is a research I made, which I never, the program will gradually say, maybe by tomorrow. They said, when I asked them the question, they said that all these groups that we are after our peace, after this November 24, that all this group is what? That there are a small group, that this is internal problem of Biafra, that it doesn't stop recognition of Biafra as a country. So why should I be better than debunking? That is why I will on YouTube talking about it. Nigeria government is trying to give us message. You don't know about that. Nigeria putting Neka Chimezie now to give you message, and you carry it, and you be You don't see Nigeria is looking for a way to play for you to stop calling them name. Now check message media for over 1 month now is in Kachimezi and IPOB US is what we channel. But when I want to debunk them, I debunk them in a classful way, in a way that they will understand. That you see our peaceful redecoration that happened on November the 2024. Believe you me, we have passed every other stage in life, and we are on the right track. Then I said that this month, 26th of this month being Tuesday, I and Kai, we are going to host McAnod to let him know that Biafra has a government. Ask him questions about US, how they become a country. So it's going to be a very interactive section with McAnod. So please remember Tuesday, 26, particularly this month, this May. I'm talking of this May 26. We are going to have a very heavy program that needed all of us together, so we can be able to, through our comments, they can be able to ask him questions and let him to introduce him to fully the original, the authentic government of all of Biafra, like when America declares their own 1770s August 13. So we are going there. So please watch out. I have nothing more to tell you. We are going to be back again this night. So watch out for that. I am not preaching one Isosha. I am not preaching gangsters. I am not preaching in neck. Shimezi. Any lie he told today, you have already known that everything he's saying is lies. He can't get my attention. This is the only way I will prove to him that you talking about IPOB is trash, that it does not exist. The IPOB is not a road of Biafra to come back as a nation. So please, thank you all Biafrans. Those in the comment section, 3 p.m. is still on. Thank you so much, everybody. I greet you and I thank you. Stay peaceful until we come back again today, this night. In the next few hours, we will be back again. Thank you. One love. We move.